Wednesday night at Scotstoun, a Bulls team that came with a lot of their Springboks, kind of just, limped into the round of 16, the Bulls, but put up a really good fight. It was one of those kind of games that Glasgow just had to win, big favourites at home. Now they play Toulon, and that's going to really sharpen the focus. A Toulon side that just got the job done against the Stormers. Don't know how the Stormers didn't win, camped on the Toulon line with two men in the Toulon sin bin, didn't take a drop goal. Sasha Feinberg and Gomezuli weren't able to score. Controversial finish, but Glasgow Toulon is one of the quarters. And then Bath Northampton, how good is that going to be on Friday night? I was at the Rec yesterday. Sarries put up a real fight. They were stubborn, they were obdurate. They're not the Sarries of old, but they're still full of world-class players. In the end, Bath's depth and their quality told. But look, we talk a bit about the kind of disparity in quality between the best of the European sides and the rest. And I think when it comes to, say, the English and Scottish threat on this tournament, Glasgow have got to a point, URC winners, where they're able to mix it. Bath and Northampton have got to a point where they can mix it with anyone, anywhere. Of course, Leinster can, and then it's about the big French teams. So you kind of already are seeing the 3, 4, 5 teams from the UK and Ireland that are going to be there and thereabouts. But obviously the Bordeaux, the Toulouses, who actually meet in the quarterfinals, whoever gets through that will probably still be the big favourites for the tournament.
As far as that Bath-Northampton tie goes then, do you think there is something in the muscle memory of this time last year when Northampton were about to cause a massive shock and then end up going all the way to the final?
Oh, it's such a good question, because there are so many narratives at play here. You've got a Northampton team that have been there and done it right up until the final. They got to the semi-finals 2 years ago, and then they got to the main dance, which for an English team, with all the chat post-COVID about the salary cap and the financial disparity or discrepancy between the French and the UK sides, for Northampton to get there and to beat Leinster away as they did was a seismic result really for English rugby. So they know they can deliver in this competition, and they also went to the Rec at Christmas time and battered Bath with their second team practically. So this is a Northampton team that know they can deliver big results against the best teams in the toughest places. But equally, it's a Bath team that have designs on this tournament. They've not won the Champions Cup since 1998. They've crossed the Prem Rubicon and won that long-awaited title. Speaking to Johan van Graan, as I did on the pitch after the game, I said, do you have to prioritise? And he kind of gave one of those looks that the managers give you when they're like, we don't even talk in those kind of terms.
You've had a few of them,
yeah, 100%. He basically gave us the look, which is like, next game. That has been the Van Graan mantra. That's been the Bath way. He was a really relieved man, though, because at half-time it looked like Sarries were going to pull off a smash and grab. But it's a brilliant fixture. It guarantees one English team in the semi-final. And also, from a UK point of view, let's hope that Glasgow can get there too. And then there'd be an English club and a Scottish club in the last 4. And then can one of them take a big scalp, whether it's Leinster or, in the case of Bath or Northampton, they will have to go to France and play the likes of Bordeaux and Toulouse, which would be a special fixture and a huge challenge, of course.
As you say, Leicester are on the board now, so it's Bordeaux 36, Leicester 7. I've got it in front of me, and I mean, Bordeaux, they might be about to go over again. They have just gone over again. As I say, the commentary's on 5 Sports Extra, but are they even better than they were this time last year, or what?
Well, the fact that they've won it, and often when teams get that monkey off the back, and you're about 5-10 seconds ahead of me, Steve. So when you said they'd scored,
spoilers, you mean?
They had a scrum on their own 22, and this is what they. So I thought, how are they scoring from there? But they are a special outfit that kind of embody the best of French rugby. Players like Louis Biel-Biarri is a generational talent. The try he scored in the first half, we just skinned 2 or 3 Leicester players. It's up against Adam Radwan, who's one of the fastest around as well. And given they have won it, surely they're going to be even more liberated this year. And the fact that they can take Toulouse out in the quarterfinals. Toulouse, because they lost away at Sarries and away at Glasgow in the pool, they've had to go away. They beat Bristol yesterday in the 16. They're going to have to go away to Bordeaux in the quarterfinals. So Bordeaux have a chance to take Toulouse out, which would then mean they play the winner of Bath or Northampton and then have potentially Glasgow or Leinster in the final. So it is very hard not to see Bordeaux on this form getting to the final in Bilbao, and a dry day in the north of Spain in May with this Bordeaux side, the handling of the forwards, the power, the pace, the X factor, the firepower. Yeah, they're probably a very solid tip to go back to back.
Nice one, Chris. Thank you.
Nice one, Steve.
correspondent Chris Jones. So it's now Bordeaux 43, Leicester 7, 48 on the clock. The commentary is available right now on 5 Sports Extra. We're going to hear from Fran Kirby shortly. She was player of the match, 2 assists for her as Brighton shocked Arsenal at Arsenal in the Women's FA Cup quarter-finals. Brighton winning 2-0. They are through to the semi-finals. Second-tier Charlton still drawing 0-0 with Liverpool with 10 to go. We will keep you right up to date with that one. Just in the last few minutes as well, we had Livingston 2, Hearts 2, the full-time score. So Hearts going back to the top of the Scottish Premiership, but only a point now above Rangers. Celtic to come at Dundee at 4:30, which is when we'll bring you full commentary of West Ham against Leeds in the Men's FA Cup quarter-finals. That one gets underway in just over 20 minutes' time. More build-up after the news on 5 Live with Mark Summers.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
President Trump says the US colonel who was rescued by American forces after his F-15 jet was shot down over Iran is severely wounded, but he's described the mission as an amazing show of bravery and talent. Hundreds of Special Forces personnel and dozens of aircraft were involved. Brendan Kearney, a retired US Marine colonel, has praised the airmen.
I've seen some reporting that he had to move to high ground and stay hidden and then maintain contact with those forces that were looking for him. Psychologically, it's an extraordinary difficult situation, but I think it's a testament to his training.
Meanwhile, President Trump has repeated his threat to bomb Iran's power plants and bridges on Tuesday if a key shipping route, the Strait of Hormuz, isn't reopened. He made the comments in an expletive-laden post on social media. Kuwait says attacks by Iranian drones have caused severe damage to oil and petrochemical facilities, with fires breaking out at several sites. Industrial and fuel plants in Abu Dhabi and Bahrain have also been hit by falling debris. In other news, the Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch has criticised the booking of Kanye West as a headline act at the Wireless Festival, saying it's important not to platform figures whose remarks could fuel hatred. Earlier, the Prime Minister described the move as deeply concerning. The US rapper has previously faced criticism for making anti-Semitic comments. He apologised in January. Pepsi has withdrawn as one of the event's sponsors. And the Pope and the Archbishop of Canterbury have given their first Easter messages since taking on their roles. In his, Pope Leo urged global leaders to end conflicts raging across the world and abandon any schemes for power, conquest or domination. Meanwhile, Dame Sarah Mullally called for an end to violence and destruction in the Middle East.
Lots to talk to you about this morning. We'll bring you the latest on the war in the Middle East.
BBC Radio 5 Live.
What's happening in the Middle East now will have an impact on our economy.
Diesel here has gone up 50 pence, 50 per litre.
Do I start putting my prices up? Like, everybody's impacted by the price of everything going up.
Indications of both escalation and de-escalation in the Iran conflict coming out of Washington.
Some basics for anyone listening who's been affected by the Middle East crisis.
BBC Radio 5 Live.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is 5 Live Sports.
The FA Cup with Steve Crossman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Charlton are the lowest ranked team left in the Women's FA Cup. Are they about to take Liverpool to extra time? We're closing in on the final whistle at the Valley. Victoria Polly.
They are clinging on. It's Charlton 0, Liverpool 0. Virtually all of this second half has been played in the Charlton half of the pitch. Liverpool did finally get the ball in the back of the net. Substitute Beta Olsen back heeling in, but she was adjudged to be in an offside position as the ball is in for Liverpool in the box. They're just not able to get that final pass and that clinical finish to try and make something count in front of goal. It's still Charlton 0, Liverpool 0.
The remaining quarter-finals are tomorrow. Chelsea against Tottenham and Birmingham against Manchester City. Brighton already through. They upset European champions Arsenal with a 2-0 win to reach the semi-finals. Fran Kirby was player of the match.
Oh, it's incredible. It was an incredible day. We knew it was going to be really tough because we know how experienced this Arsenal team is, how good they are individually and collectively. So, yeah, we're just super happy that we were able to put in a really good performance for the fans who came to watch us and, yeah, get through to the next round.
Steve Crossman is presenting for us back in the studio today. He had Nader Manu and Ellen White in the build-up, all waxing lyrical about how good you are as a broadcaster, but then also reminded us how much they love to watch you play. 2 assists for you today. How much are you still enjoying it out there?
Oh, I love it, you know, especially when you play with a manager who has the style of play that he wants to play. It suits me as a player, and the girls are great, the environment is amazing, and everyone just the hunger is growing and the belief is growing, and that's a change room that I want to be a part of. So, yeah, I'm just so happy to be here, and I'm just so happy that I can help as much as I possibly can.
And as someone who's won this trophy 5 times, you know how much it means. You are semi-finalists now. How much are you daring to dream? Would you love to make that final?
Oh, I would absolutely love it. I would absolutely love it. I tell the girls all the time, it's one of the best days of your life. Doing that FA Cup final, going to Wembley, the whole day is just so special. So I'm going to do absolutely everything I can to help this team, and I'm sure all the other girls will be desperate to get there, but it would be an absolute dream to do it.
Well, we could listen to her all day. Fran Kirby with 5 Live's Niamh Carr after Brighton beat Arsenal to book their place in the Women's FA Cup semi-finals. In the Men's FA Cup semi-finals, either West Ham or Leeds United will be the last name in the hat. Full commentary at the London Stadium in just over 15 minutes' time. Let's get a reminder of the teams. Jonathan Pearce.
Well, West Ham make those 5 changes from the defeat at Aston Villa in the league a fortnight ago. Areola in goal is no surprise. He's been their cup keeper. Nor is the inclusion of Walker Peters ahead of Wan-Bissaka. He's been an ever-present so far in the cup, and Wan-Bissaka had a fairly gruelling international break journey. Kilman replaces Mavropanos at centre-back. Magassa starts for the first time since March in midfield. Soucek dropping to the bench. He also had 2 heavy international break games. Castellanos is preferred to Pablo up front. And Leeds, they have 3 changes from their draw with Brentford March 21st, a long time ago. I think players had to play today, Steve, because otherwise they'd have come back into the league games at the weekend. Don't forget, West Ham play Wolves here on Friday after a 3-week break, and that's too long at this stage of the season. Calvert-Lewin only fit enough for the bench after suffering a hamstring problem in training. Okafor comes in. Tanaka's preferred to Aronson. He's on the bench after his USA exertions, and Perry, their cup keeper, comes in for Darlow. Played in 2 cup games already this season, keeping 1 clean sheet. It's all about staying in the Premier League, according to the chairman, the CEOs, the money men. But you ask the fans here, and I spoke to a lot of fans on the way to the journey on the tube, West Ham fans. They all said to me, all of them, give us a cup final.
They're in the 47 from that BBC poll, and I'm delighted about it. Clinton, that's a great point Jonathan made there about this time of year. We have so many conversations about fatigue, players coming back from international duty, etc, etc. Sometimes, as is the case with some of these Leeds players, there's been too long a break. You've got to keep yourself ticking over.
No, you have to, and you would have been playing games behind closed doors, but it's not the same, is it? Even though you say, yeah, you're going to play 11 v 11, it's always difficult. So yeah, I can understand why. And Leeds have probably gone strong without Calvert-Lewin, because he's obviously injury, and Aronson, who's been away on international duty and done a lot of flying. They've done the right thing, Leeds. Why not go strong? When you get to this stage of the season, and this opportunity in the FA Cup in the quarter-final, why not go for it? Then at Wembley in the semi-final, you just never know who you're going to get in the next round. You just got to believe in yourself. I was surprised West Ham. I'm not surprised about the 11 they picked, but the bench. I'm thinking there's other players that are missing, more experienced players that you would have on the bench. So they've definitely got one eye on Friday night. But no, it's still both teams that have picked an attacking team anyway.
I'm always, Pat, and I'm sure it's the same for all of us, on the lookout in any team selection for the kind of players that are going to get bums off seats. I know it's the age-old conversation about his end product, but I will never stop loving watching Adama Traore play football.
Yeah, in his early career, you didn't really know what was going to happen, did you? You know he'd go very, very fast, but afterwards you didn't really know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
As an old phrase in football, every pass an adventure. But he's improved from that. He's much, much better technically than he was before. And the positivity. Well, the negative things, even Arsenal, watching them yesterday, they were getting to the edge of the box and then slowing down and passing and not taking it easy and coming back and not full. Sometimes people should take on, people don't. You don't have that problem with Adama. No. He'll go for you. He'll just go for you every single time. He wants to use that pace whenever he possibly can. So yeah, he's certainly somebody that's stretching. He's a great player to play alongside. If you play with someone who's got willingness and pace, it just makes so much space from everybody else because he draws players towards him. So yeah, definitely worth watching.
I just wonder, there was a story, not story, it's true, when he was playing at Middlesbrough, Jonathan, that Tony Pulis, basically, when he was manager, made sure that Traore was playing on whatever side the dugouts were on, so that he could constantly be in his ear. I just wonder if this is a bit of an FA Cup shackles-off kind of occasion, which might really suit someone like Traore.
Maybe, and Tony Pulis also said to me that he was a lovely kid to work with because he wanted to learn and he wanted to improve and he took on board every shouted instruction from Tony Pulis in that dugout. And Tony I've known since I was an early teenager in Bristol days. He won't mind me saying that some of those shouted instructions from the dugout would not have been in the Anglo-Saxon we know from the Encyclopedia Britannica.
The other thing, Clinton, about a player like Traore freeing up space is if Jared Bowen on the other side gets any, he will punish you.
Yeah, Jared Bowen's outstanding. It didn't go according to plan for him being away with England, but I don't think many of them done well when they went away international. But I like Jared Bowen. He's probably been their best player this season alongside Somerville. I thought Somerville's been outstanding. They will miss him, but yeah, Bowen's a talisman. He's the captain, and that's where it could be won and lost in them wide areas. I think because if you look at it, those wide areas can cause Leeds a lot of problems with Traore. I feel like Nuno knows Traore as well. We were talking about Traore. Nuno knows him from his days at Wolves and got the best out of him. So it was always going to be a good signing, but now he needs to hit the ground running for sure.
It's a funny one, Pat, on Jared Bowen, because he's 29 now, and I must have asked the question easily 20 times over the last few years. You know, do West Ham need to be getting to big showpieces if they're going to hold on to him? But he did sign a massive long contract. Is Jared Bowen now Mr. West Ham, do you think, come what may? Or does it matter if they're getting to big showpieces in terms of his future?
Do you know, there's an odd thing where you think Jared Bowen, with all respect to West Ham United, yes, could he play a bigger team, a team that's right up the top? Is he good enough to do that? Yes, he is, absolutely. But how many players leave when they are the main man, go to one of those teams and then become a bit player?
Yeah.
And you don't want that, and you might be some more money, you might get the odd cup final where you'll sit on the bench and play 30 minutes at the end. Is it worth it? When you are the core player and have been the core player for some time, and you will be synonymous with that club going forward. And there's various players. I feel that way a bit in Jai at Everton. You know, yeah, you could play at a higher level, absolutely, a better team, a bigger team, whatever. But will you be core? And I just think Bowen's made some great decisions by staying at West Ham, and it's good for him as well as good for the club as well.
Do you think, Jonathan, he is effectively, this is him now, he is West Ham?
It's contracted through to June 30, which will take him to what, 31, and he's married into a West Ham family, and
quite a well-known West Ham family,
yeah, and very well known, yeah. And I think he'll go to the World Cup. I think he deserves his place in the World Cup as well. He's their talismanic leader here on the club. They've always had at the club. They've always had be it Bobby Moore, be it Bonzo, be it Julian Dix. They've always had that sort of character here, and I don't think he'll move on. I think he's a terrific player for West Ham United. He could be absolutely key today, or what could be key, the game could be won from the bench, because the Leeds bench we haven't mentioned it, is so much stronger. Longstaff, Calvert-Lewin, Pirou, Aronson, Bornau, Byram, Nonto, Gruev, and the West Ham United bench, they have 8 players 22 or younger. The only experienced player really there is Thomas Souček.
One of the great things about this stage of the FA Cup is you get to grounds like this, and actually as an away fan you always get the chance to go, because effectively a stand's worth of space exists for you. That is why there will be 9,000 Leeds United fans roaring them on when they kick off in 9 minutes' time. Let's hear from the Leeds United manager. Here's Daniel Farke.
Premier League is our bread and butter business, and it has, of course, highest priority, but I'm a big believer in the cup competition, and it's the first time since I think over 2 decades that we are in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup, and we know that we all have the chance to write a bit more history for this club. And on the other hand, it's also like it makes no sense just to put the players for 3 weeks into cut and roll, just to have them available or not injured then for the next game on a Monday night away at Man U. It doesn't work in this way, so they need to stay in the rhythm, they need to stay sharp, and for that we just have the next league game then just 8 days later. So for that it makes no sense to rest too many players. We want to go with a strong starting lineup without doing anything stupid. They are like us, also a bit like in the relegation battle, but they have played the last decade more or less on Premier League level, and they have a home game. Of course, they are perhaps even a bit more the favorite, but I'm pretty sure that also many Leeds supporters will travel in order to support us, and together with them, of course, if there's a chance also to go perhaps into the semi-final, yeah, of course, we would love to do this. And we take this game very serious. We are on it and want to prepare in the best possible way. It's always a bit tricky, first game after the international break, but it will be the same for West Ham again. And for that, I want us to go strong, and if we have a chance also to go and progress through into the next round. It's another chapter of history for this club, but because we haven't been there for such a long time, of course a great achievement if we can progress through.
Leeds United manager Daniel Farke, we're closing in on extra time at the Valley in the Women's FA Cup. Victoria Polly.
We've got 3 of the 7 minutes of added time left to play here. It is still Charlton 0, Liverpool 0. Liverpool continuing to press around the Charlton box. They just haven't been able to make any of these chances count. They've had plenty of set pieces, getting the ball in the box from corners and free kicks. Just nothing sticking for them in front of goal at the moment as they're breaking forward again. Could this be the chance? No, it just rolls straight into Sophia Whitehouse's hands. It is Charlton 0, Liverpool 0.
Already today in the Scottish Premiership, it finished Livingston 2, Leaders Hearts 2. Massive game about to get underway then for Celtic at Dundee. Davy Donaldson.
Yeah, a huge one, Steve, very much indeed. A win, and they go 2 points behind Rangers, 3 points behind Hearts. 3 changes for Celtic: Trusty, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Thomas Chukwuemeka in for Celtic, and then 2 changes for Dundee. Danda and Murray return, 2 very key players for them, so that's a huge boost for Dundee. But it is all about Celtic. They need to win, they need to close that gap at the top, and they need to get 3 points here today.
We'll keep you right up to date. We've got Pat Nevin with us, and inside the London Stadium, full commentary on the way of West Ham Leeds with Jonathan Pearce and Clinton Morrison. Let's talk a bit more on Leeds then, Pat. I mean, Daniel Farke we've just heard from. He's very popular there. The Leeds fans could have turned on him a little bit earlier this season. They didn't, and I just wonder if they're being rewarded. We shouldn't undervalue being 5 points above the relegation zone and in an FA Cup quarter-final in your first season back in the top flight.
Well, considering how badly it was going, look, they were on the turn. They were definitely on the turn before, and it was over the period of about a week or 2 weeks, and infamously or famously, they went to the back 3, back 5, and it just changed everything for them, and they went on this wonderful run. And you know, anyone can get a little bit lucky, and I think I got lucky with there, but you got to spot your luck. And you've got to run with your luck, and that's exactly what they did. And just all the players worked together really well. They're all suited to that system, so that's great. They've only lost 3 in the period since, and that's an incredible run. That is a brilliant run to go on that. By the way, just come back to his interview. Doesn't he speak beautifully?
Yeah, he really does. It's
so
the
nicely,
lilt, isn't it?
And the way he says it with such subtlety. And by the way, what I took from that is he's a 53, not a 47.
Yeah, I think that was pretty clear, wasn't it? Yeah, he was very much in the staying up is more important than anything.
But he said it so nicely, didn't he? He said it in the loveliest way. And so, yeah, he is very, very likeable. But, you know, in the end, what they want is they want security, they want safety. And they do need players to come back in and Dominic to score again, because he hasn't been... He's always been streaky. Back in his Everton time, he's always streaky as well. And that's strikers for you as well. But, you know, Okafor is another one of those players who... You know, almost goes under the radar where a lot of people, I think he's a fabulous footballer. I mean, skill-wise, I think he's absolutely fabulous. So maybe he'll get a little bit more opportunity to be the main man alongside Mitchell up front.
And of course, Pat, we've also arrived at the time where everything is also about an upcoming World Cup. So there is plot and subplot and context and everything. I mean, we could have asked you about, what about Ross Stewart now, having scored that goal for Southampton? What about Lawrence Shankland? Or we could talk about what Dominic Calvert-Lewin might look like if he comes off the bench later.
You just wonder, you know, in the end, there's so many good players, and if you're outside and not English, you look and go, wow, you're spoiled for choice. But not necessarily a striker behind, you know, Harry Kane. If something happens to Harry, obviously tried Foden the other day as a false 9, didn't kind of work that well. You get the feeling there is a temptation. You've got to take somebody. There's going to be a striker, there's going to be a backup, just in case you want to play that system again without Harry. And it really is a toss of coin between 3-4 players that are all perfectly capable of doing it. But is one head and shoulders above the other? Well, Dominic, considering his leap, he's head and shoulders above everybody when he leaps, because there's nobody like that. So he's still in there, but you've got to have a really strong end to the season.
Great stuff, Pat. Thank you very much.
Pleasure as ever.
Brilliant. Pat Nevin, it's finished. Charlton 0, Liverpool 0 in normal time in the Women's FA Cup. We'll keep you up to date with extra time. We're almost ready to go at the London Stadium. Teams on their way out. It's West Ham against Leeds United in the last of the FA Cup quarter-finals, and Clinton Morrison's with Jonathan Pearce.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, good afternoon again, everybody. The two teams moving out onto the field of play. It's a long, long way away from us in the commentary position. I'd say they're about 100 yards from us. Leeds United lining up to the left-hand side of the halfway line, and if you look away to our right, you can see those 9,000 Leeds fans, is it, behind the goal there. And you don't normally get anything like that in this ground, the away fans, and they will make their din. They have always been terrific supporters on the road. Both of these teams have Wembley in their sights. Both of these teams look over their shoulders at the relegation trapdoor. Leeds 15th, West Ham 18th, 4 points below them. They meet again here on the last day of the season. That could well be do or die. I think the sense of this game, and don't forget West Ham play Wolves here on Friday night, is reflected in their lineup. Areola in goal, Walker-Peters, Kilman, Disasi and Diouf the back four. Magassa playing his first game from the start since the 28th of February. Young Freddie Potts in the heart of the midfield. Jared Bowen, Mateus Fernandes, who made his full Portuguese debut in the break, and Adama Traore, the supporting players, and Tati Castellanos up front. And Leeds, who as a man walked down to the penalty area to our right-hand side where the bubbles are being blown from the machines, to lay two wreaths on the side of the pitch in front of the Leeds fans, and these are in memory of Chris Loftus and Kevin Spate, who died so tragically in Istanbul when they were playing Galatasaray 20 years ago. A touching moment, and the Leeds fans behind that goal respond. On 26 minutes, all those fans will turn their backs to the game. Again, as tribute to those fallen fans. I was there actually in Istanbul working for the telly at that game, and it was a horrible thing to be around. Leeds were all in blue today with Lucas Perry in goal, about three Strike, Biol, Roden, the wing-backs Bogle and Justin, Stack, who has had a bit of a back problem, and Ampadu in their midfield engine room. Our Tanaka and Okafor supporting Mecha. Mecha might go left and Okafor through the middle. We'll wait and see on that. So 4 changes for Leeds and 5 for West Ham, who have a very, very young-looking bench and a very, very young-looking man. He never ages. Is sitting alongside me on our bench, and it's Rob Norton, the producer. No, it's Clinton Morrison.
I definitely am aging. It took me a long time to get up to them stairs today. The body is creaking, so the body's definitely aging, Jonathan.
Well, welcome, World Service listeners. What do you make of what's going to happen in front of us, Clinton, today?
No, yeah, listen, it's an opportunity to go to the semi-final and play at Wembley. I think it's a great opportunity. What I'd say to both teams is look at what Palace did last season, and you just never know. Even though Southampton beat Arsenal, they're probably the team that you want in the semi-final. You want to avoid the likes of Man City and Chelsea, but in a one-off game, you've got to believe in yourself. But first and foremost, they have to take care of business, whoever wins this afternoon.
And apologies if that was a little bit of a throwaway line, welcome World Service listeners, because wherever you are in the world, you'll know the importance of BBC World Service, and many of you will have appreciated its importance over the years, and long may it continue. And talking of Jared Bowen's West Ham famous family, his father-in-law is here up in the stands holding Jared's little one, I think, in his arms. So we're almost ready to go. It's an FA Cup occasion. There are lots of youngsters in the ground because cheaper tickets, of course, for this they can be, and I can't see any empty seats. And West Ham get us off and underway on 5 Live in the claret shirts and white shorts, kicking from left to right towards the Leeds fans, and the ball is immediately headed away by Jakob Biol, the central defender of their back three. It's what he likes to do, Daniel Farke. He changed at Manchester City halfway through that game. They lost that game 3-2. They'd lost 9 of their opening 14 games. It turned their whole season around. They've lost 4 of their last 17, and they're on the attack now, deep into the West Ham territory, where it's just blocked away and nearly came out wide towards the left-hand side. And Kyle Walker-Peters gets it away. No surprise he's in the side he's played in the FA Cup games, and Wan-Bissaka tiring international duty.
Yeah, definitely. I think if they get further into the semi-final, final, you play your best fullback, which is Wan-Bissaka. But you're right, Jonathan. I think Carl Walker-Peters playing, as I say, Wan-Bissaka playing for DR Congo, qualifying for the World Cup. He's done a lot of travelling.
Ethan Ampadu will take the throw, playing at centre-back in their last victory in this competition in the last round. It's a long throw in middle of the 6-yard area. It's partially cleared away by West Ham United. Underneath it to try and get it away. They can't, and the first shot of the game is wide, and the goalkeeper to get a touch. I think it's going to be a corner kick.
Yeah, it's brilliant play from Okafor. He does ever so well. He gets it. He's about 10 yards out. He tries to bend it into that far corner. Areola makes a brilliant save, Jonathan, because that is arrowing into the bottom corner. It's been a good start from Leeds.
Took an extra stride from the edge of the penalty area. Okafor hit it cleanly. It was bending, and Areola gets it away, the French international, who his last league game was at the end of January after a good run in the league side. In comes the corner for Leeds then. It's again a scramble in the 6-yard area before it just pops up, and Alphonse Areola in lurid lime green reaches above his head to bring it down and get it away. Saw a lot of them at PSG, won the league there 4 times in the cup, and he always seemed to be the odd one out. They bring in a big name goalkeeper and drop him out of the side. A little bit unlucky in my opinion. He's here now as West Ham's cup keeper, as they dream of Wembley, not just the once but twice. Been a long time since they won the FA Cup, West Ham United. A whole generation and more ago. Up towards Mecha then for Leeds United, just levers it off to the heart of midfield. They started very well. Tanaka helps it on to Ampadu, trying to get beyond his man, and it's going to be cleared away then by West Ham United, and a corner is forced down below us, about 5 yards inside the West Ham half. 0-0 on 5 Live with 2.5 play.
What an atmosphere, Jonathan. I've been there many times. I've never seen it this packed with an atmosphere that we're seeing this afternoon, so we know it's a big game.
Ooh, Areola just got that away. They were closing very quickly on him. Okafor slid in, and he's managed to pump it out towards the far side to us. The ground, an absolute sea of claret and blue in front of us, down below us, away to our left-hand side. It is a curious ground. It's broken up by various bits of stands and terracing. And it's going to be a throw for Leeds on the far side, right-hand side. 0-0 again, long into the box by Ampadu, partially cleared. A scuffed effort there from Anton Stach, and it's cleared of the way. Last time I saw Stach play live was away at Villa, and he scored that terrific goal for Leeds United. And they're capable of moments like that, Leeds.
Yeah, they are. It was a brilliant free kick. He caught out Martinez, didn't he? What a fantastic... And Leeds are like that, but they just haven't been scoring goals recently, Jonathan. That's been their biggest problem.
Strack out then to James Justin. He's had a long run in the league side for Leeds United, 13 in a row. Came off the bench at half-time against Norwich in the last round. They won that game by 3-0. In round 4 they had to go to penalties against Birmingham City, having beaten Derby in round 3. And they have possession and they look assured, because they know, semi-final, Wembley and the whole lot, Clinton, that if they win this game, the other thing is a moral and a mental boost with that league game to come between the two.
Yeah, definitely, when you've got to play each other at the end of the season, because I still think there'll be a lot on it come that game at the end of the season. I think both teams won't be safe by then, and it could be like winner takes all. So it's a massive game, and this is, as you say, if you win this, it's a boost going into that last game of the season.
West Ham 1 point below Tottenham, 3 below Forest, 4 below Leeds. That congested relegation there. Joe Rodham plays it out. Heart of midfield, Ethan Ampadu. World Cup heartache with Wales in the break. And now Al Tanaka back inside his own half by about 18 yards, plumb dead centre between the 3 centre-backs. Releases it to Jacobillo, and he hacks through the middle where it's easily collected and will be cleared now for West Ham United. They run it out of their own half through Axel Disasi, who's been a different player since coming to West Ham United on loan from Chelsea. Never got a sniff there this season. Been terrific for West Ham, starting their last 7 games. Throw to West Ham, far side.
That's a good point you make, Jonathan. I looked at it and thought, when they signed him, what are they doing? But he's been outstanding, and that's why, you know why? He just wants to defend. He's not doing too much. He wants to defend, and he's done it ever so well.
Bowen to the left-hand side, back again to Bowen. And he's got into the edge of the penalty area here now for West Ham United. Has a look at Bowen. Oh, it's a brilliant save. It's a super save from Perry. Bowen got it into the 6-yard area. I think it was Castellanos who got the touch. Terrific bit of goalkeeping. And in comes a follow-up cross from Walker-Peters, and it's clear.
Yeah, you're right. Castellanos, it's a brilliant save from Perry. Bowen does ever so well, and Castellanos thinks he scored. Brilliant save from Perry.
Got a lively cup tie, this is. We've only been playing 5 minutes, chances at either end. West Ham 0, Leeds 0. Sort of a terrific week on 5 Live in the BBC. Live Champions League quarter-final commentary from 8 o'clock on Tuesday. Arsenal travelling to Sporting, having got out of the FA Cup. Wednesday, Liverpool travel to PSG, and they were battered at Man City yesterday. Humbling experience for them. West Ham have possession with Sunkutu Magasa to the left-hand side. In comes across from Juve, nearly all the way through, cleared away by the watchful James Justin. Shoot by the West Ham fans. It comes back to Magasa, I think it was. Finds that left-hand touchline though, and Juve forces the first corner of the game. Listen to this stadium. It can be bizarre, this stadium, when things aren't going well for them, but it's a cacophony today, Clinton.
Yeah, they're going to need this like this from now to the end of the season. But you know why it's been quiet here? Because these players haven't been delivering. They started to deliver, and this is why these fans getting behind them.
So often fans blame the managers when the players need to shoulder some responsibility. Mick McCarthy told me that many, many moons ago. He said, you blame the managers too much, son, and you never argue with Mick.
No, you don't. He was my manager.
In comes a corner. From that left-hand side, there's a header on. I think it was Kilman, but it's come out towards this near side, and then the flag goes up for what, offside in the middle?
Yeah, offside,
yeah. Oh, offside in the middle, yeah.
Spot on offside. But yeah, it's been a good start. But that save from Perry is brilliant save. Castellanos thinks he's definitely scored there. Good play from Jared Bowen. He does everything right, apart from finding the back of the net, but brilliant save from Perry.
Goal at Dens Park, crucial game, Dundee Celtic. David Donaldson.
Great start for Celtic, brilliant start for them indeed. It was a good save from John McCracken. He couldn't hang on to it though, and it fell into the path of Nygren, who eventually turned the ball into the back of the net. Dundee 0, Celtic 1.
Really important, that will close the gap to a couple of points on Rangers. Hearts earlier drew at Livingston 2-2. Goals again there for Shankland, that's 12, and for Braga that's 13 I think this season for him, but they were pegged back late on. Another man sent off in Mark Leonard as well. Not a good day really that for Hearts. Let's go to the Women's FA Cup. Charlton against Liverpool, extra time. Victoria Polly.
9 minutes of extra time gone. It's still Charlton 0, Liverpool 0. Liverpool again with plenty of possession. Martha Thomas had volleyed the ball into the back of the net, but the referee had already blown up for a handball against us. So still no goals in this one, 0-0.
Charlton, the lowest team left in it, but they're going brilliantly in WSL 2, second behind Birmingham on goal difference, and Karen Hills has done a terrific job there as coach as well. They won the cup in 2005, Charlton Athletic. Now it's Leeds United 0-0 at West Ham with Okafor on the left-hand touchline, back to Ao Tanaka, and he draws a right-footed pass 10 yards. Just behind him is Pascal Strauch. Into the centre circle is Jakob Biol, who's had a very decent first season in English football, signed from Udinese last summer for, what was it, 21 million I think it was. And Leeds now spring up through to the centre-forward position, loft it through to the centre-forward position where West Ham United clear away from Mepcha, so they have to come wide to the left, and Okafor's here again. Okafor takes on Walker-Peters, gets across into the penalty area. It was behind the onrushing 3 players in blue, and West Ham will get it away. Bowen on the far side, he plays it straight back to Tanaka. Tanaka has an opportunity 2 yards in from the right-hand side. Beautiful pitch, alternate light and dark green stripes. Magnificent for this stage of the season. Leeds have possession. They've started off very strongly for a team that simply cannot score goals. At the moment, they've gone, 419 minutes of Premier League football without a goal. But they look bright as a button here today. Pascal Strauch has it now. Strauch has only missed 77 minutes in the last 20 games. Very consistent. Laid off by Ampadu, who's their sort of Mr. Reliable, I think, Leeds United, you would call him. And now Leeds have it again inside their own half. Rolling it to Ampadu. Ampadu has a look. He's got players to his left-hand side. And first of all, Strauch. Further wide is Okafor, who receives it now from Tanaka, who I think was a very good signing. Now into the penalty area. They've got in behind. Justin tries to get the cross. It's come back to him, has it? No, it's swept away downfield by Disasi. But they look good, Leeds, Clinton.
Leeds have started a better team. They've been outstanding so far.
They clear it away, Leeds United, and they look for Okafor. Was he held back? He was. Free kick given against Walker Peters.
He's going to have a hard afternoon, Walker Peters, because Okafor's got the beating of him at the moment. He went on the outside, played a good ball into the box, no one was in there. That is where they struggled, and that's why they need Calvert-Lewin. But he doesn't really play in the FA Cup matches, Jonathan. Even if he was fully fit, I don't think he would have started him.
Walker Peters has started all their 3 FA Cup games so far. He was a semi-finalist back in 21, Southampton it was, beaten by Leicester, but he's only played 2 minutes of league football since very early in January. So there might be a little bit of rustiness about him.
Yeah, you're right, and that's what you said earlier. These players need games. Even if you miss it for 2 or 3 weeks, you lose that match fitness.
And there is the irony there, isn't it, that everyone says, oh, they played too many games, and they just had this curious spring break.
Yeah.
Not the same spring break they have in the United States of America. Students, that's a whole different ballgame if you're ever there for that. No, you don't want to be there for that, really. A lot of fun and frolics goes on. Here's Ampadu. Not that I ever took part, Clinton. Stroke has it now.
I believe you.
Just over the halfway line. 0-0. Tanaka, who's very busy in that midfield area, played for Japan in the win against England, came off the bench in that game, played in the win against Scotland. Look good, don't they, Japan? And what about the fans tidying up the terraces again?
Fantastic, yeah,
different
brilliant.
class, different class. Bogle, halfway inside the West Ham half, angles it forward, comes deflecting back to him, bearded Jayden Bogle, been round the houses a little bit, has it again, cutting in from the right-hand side, gets beyond Potts. There's cover there, though, by Juve for West Ham at 0-0. Fernandez can't hold the ball up. Didn't look strong enough there, really, or aware enough, and in comes across that Walker Peters heads it down. They're at them, Leeds. They're ratting around them, as they say. Tigerish. And now here's a chance for Traore to fly through the middle with his pace. Traore to Bowen, coming in off the left-hand side, goes for goal. It's spilled by the goalkeeper and wrapped away by James Justin for the far touchline. Still in play, danger not over yet. First man to it is Juve. Juve for West Ham United. Bowen is wide. Bowen will angle the cross back here, then looking for Castellanos, an overhead that drops to the goalkeeper. Free kick given for high kicking.
Yeah, he's right, and it is a high foot, even though I would have attempted that. But let me tell you something about Adama Traore. See, when he gets that, he brushes past Stark like he's not there, and that's what he is. That's why he's so frustrating, Jonathan, because he can do that on a regular basis. Ampadu tries to get him, can't get back at him. The only thing I would say is once he's laid it off, he has to get into the box because he's got a tap in there.
Because he doesn't have that goal-scoring instinct, does he?
And that's the biggest problem. So go to the next level. If the Adama Traore had Emprada and goal-scoring instinct, no disrespect, he wouldn't be at West Ham.
It's his 450th career club game. He has 43 goals in that time, and that's not a great return for a man of his strength and blistering pace.
Not that plays in an attacking. If he was a midfielder, you'd accept that, but not in them attacking areas. No. Good game, though, Jonathan.
It is,
end to end.
Yeah, really enjoyed being here. I remember, were you in that young Palace team that played Harry Kewell's Leeds youth team?
Yeah, we lost. Yeah,
Well, it was a brilliant, they had a brilliant team.
Their team was outstanding. I think we lost 2-1 in the FA Youth Cup final, but yeah, it was some game. They had some players, though, they did. Paul Robinson, Woodgate, list goes on and on.
That was a terrific, I think we all travelled up, didn't we, to see you play in games like that all those years ago.
Yeah, you did. Always been our #1 fan. You have, Jonathan, I give you that.
It's going to be a throw now to well, hang on a minute, that's a throw, and Justin played a moving ball on the pitch, and Nuno's gone off alarming, and in comes a cross from Bogle, and it's partially cleared away, and Fernandez just stabs it out. And Nuno's a quiet word in the show like of the assistant down below us, the fourth official, I should say. That was curious. That was curious.
Yeah, that was very strange. That's there, Adama Traore. It's a poor ball. Just go and be positive yourself. He's so frustrating. Me playing with him, I'd say you got so much talent. You need to believe in yourself more.
0-0 on 5 Live. Celtic leading at Dundee 1-0. Livingston drew with Hearts 2-2. Real surprise there. Livingston bottom of the table. Arsenal women 0. Brighton Hove Albion 2 in the Women's FA Cup quarter-final. Brighton Hove Albion through to their third semi-final. Arsenal men and women out of the National Cup competition in men's and women's in 2 days. And Bowen is now closed down on Bio on the West Ham left, or rather it was Castellanos did it. And is he forced a corner? Which way is the referee going to give this?
No, I think he's given a throw-on. It's a throw-on.
It's a throw-on on the far side. Sun in the faces of the fans on the far side. We're in shadow here, but we're out of the wind, which is a blessing because it's cruel at the East London Stadium when it gets up this wind. 0-0 on 5 Live, BBC Sounds, and West Ham United have possession now inside the centre circle. The ball is at the feet of Axel Disasi, who's trundling forward gently with his lime boots and short sleeve claret shirt with the claret under shirt and out wide body armour, they call it. On the end comes across, looking now for Castellanos. He's onside, hooks it now. The flag goes up, free kick.
He's way offside, Castellanos. I did actually think you might have been right there, but he's going too early. He doesn't need to go early, and Juff will deliver. But this is what I'm saying. That's where Adama Traore is, a third centre forward, has to get in at that back post. He admires the game too much.
Rugby Champions Cup full-time score, Bordeaux 64, Leicester 14. Also keep you up to date as the afternoon goes on. Well, Steve probably will do from the studio at half-time in the County Cricket Championship game. Leicestershire back in the top flight for the first time since 2003 against Sussex, starting the season with minus 12 points because of financial problems, but they've set Leicester 481 to win. So you would imagine those 12 points would be erased in the first game of the season. They've got financial problems, Sussex, so here's a clarion call for everyone who lives down that area. Get to the county ground and support them as much as you can. It's a throw to Leeds United on their left-hand side. We're seeing a cutaway of Sir Trevor Brooking up there in the stand. The picture's a little bit murky. I can't see who else is sitting there with him. But what a gent, Sir Trevor Brooking.
He's the only famous one I could see.
And 5 Live did me the honour when Upton Park closed down of putting me in with Sir Trevor to do the last commentary. Such an honour. Tanaka, little flick off of the centre forward for Leeds United, Lucas Mecha. And West Ham have squandered possession. That's why you can hear the groans at 17 minutes into the game at 0-0. Bogle, Tanaka, back to Bogle, 2 yards outside the penalty area, short sleeve, gives it into the penalty area. Now what can they do here with Stack? To Tanaka again. They're moving the ball quite neatly, Leeds. They're moving it quite swiftly, Leeds. And now there's just a slowdown in their build-up as they get more measured. What are they going to do here? Tanaka, the 26-year-old from Kawasaki in Japan. Back to the halfway line where Puyol has it. Puyol, the Slovenian international. Out to that left. And West Ham United gobble up possession again with the abrasive Magassa. And they look to set Castellanos offside. Either he went too early or the pass was slightly delayed by Fernandez. Couldn't have played any role, he would have been off Clinton.
Yeah, he would have. Fernandez has got to play it quicker. Castellanos is making some really good runs and he's going too early, but West Ham got to see it. Both teams are sloppy at the moment, giving the ball away, Jonathan, too easily.
Here's Bogle. Side from Sheffield United, what is it, 2 years ago now, had injuries when he was at Sheffield United, blighted him really. Now Mecha back to goal, spins and fouled as he spun Max Kilman. Free kick to Leeds, and you're talking 18, 26, 30 yards out.
Yeah, big game for Kilman. He's come in now. He's kind of 4th, 5th choice with all the other defenders that are ahead of him, and they paid big money for him, and West Ham fans have been critical of him, so it's a big game for him this afternoon.
Paid 40 million for him from Wolves in the summer of 2024. His last appearance was against Burton in this competition on Valentine's weekend when they won a very tight game 1-0, having beaten QPR here 2-1 in the 3rd round. Then they beat Brentford on penalties in the last round. Tense affair that was.
He can have a shot here, you know. It's Stack, isn't it, Jonathan? Yeah. He looks like he's lining up to have a shot.
He's got that Johnny Wilkinson sort of stance. He might jiggle it a little bit as he comes forward. He hammers it, Stack, it's low, hits someone. It might have been young Potts, Freddie Potts, and West Ham clearing with a free kick now for the challenge on Fernandez. And ironic cheers from the West Ham fans. Let's go to Dundee Celtic and Davy Donaldson.
That Benjamin Nygren goal in the 8th minute, he took it really well. Yang played him in, he basically had an empty goal to drive the ball into the back of the net, but it's all been Celtic. There was a VAR check after that goal, but Celtic eventually awarded the goal after some decision making, and it's all Celtic, you have to say. They look dominant, they look like the side that's most likely to get the next goal as well. They lead by 1-0.
Leeds get a dangerous cross into the penalty area where a gentle header back by Duke is just collected by the goalkeeper to prevent a corner. So we'll go to the Valley. Charlton Athletic against Liverpool's women in the FA Cup quarter-final, and Victoria Pollock.
Just underway in the second half of extra time. Still Charlton 0, Liverpool 0. The best chance of that period was a Jenna Clark header for Liverpool, cleared off the line by Charlton. I'm beginning to think we won't see a goal unless we go to a penalty shootout. Still 0-0.
0-0 here as well. Liverpool in the WSL, of course. I know the sort of lower reaches, they've been runners-up in the Cup in the women's game 3 times. They would have been red-hot favourites for that. Here's James Justin for Leeds, turning the ball out wide for Okafor, who really is creating some danger down this left-hand side for Leeds. Rolls inside Walker-Peters to get another cross into the penalty area. If West Ham don't stop the source of crosses, they will go behind. Bogle, and it's blocked by Bowen back inside his penalty area to clear it away. If you're a West Ham fan and you're listening to Radio 5, would you sacrifice a win here today for 3 points against Wolves on Friday? It's either or, according to the fans. And Leeds have a free kick for Watt Clinton on that right-hand side.
It's a high foot from Castanis on Rodon. He catches him. But just play on. Like, Leeds had the ball. The referee, I wanted to just carry on the game. I wanted to flow. I do. I don't know if the managers. Leeds are dominating at the moment, so Nuno probably wants it to be stop-start.
It's a free kick for Leeds United. 4 defeats in their last 17, unbeaten away from home in 6 since they went to Newcastle back in January. I think they've got to target 7 more points, which should take them to 40 for them to stay up. In comes a free kick then for Leeds, misjudged on the edge of the penalty area with the headed attempt by Joe Rodon, but cleared straight back to Tanaka. He's 35 yards out, takes 2 strides, and then right-footed angles the pass out to Mecha to Okafor on the left-hand touchline. Back it goes to Tanaka, player of guile and skill, Tanaka. Crossfield pass into the far side of the penalty area, where it's laid back to the bearded Bogle. In comes his cross. Handball for the Leeds fans against Bowen. Nothing doing as he jumped to block. Tanaka has it now to the left-hand touchline, and it's edged down that line for Leeds by Struck. It's kept in play. Back to Tanaka. West Ham fans shout handball every time Leeds touch it. I don't know why. I always find that very, very amusing, that chant. In comes the cross, and it's going to be a corner kick. Okafor for Leeds United.
He's been their best player, Okafor. He looks bright. It's going to, as I said, difficult afternoon for Carl Walker-Peters against him. Every time if I'm Leeds, I'm getting the ball out to him because he's causing all kinds of problems.
And how many of you out there think that chant, handball, 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 is juvenile? Just ridiculous. And then when you go to a game yourself, you do it. You know you do it. It's a corner to Leeds on the left-hand side. 0-0 halfway through the first half. They're all waiting in there. Tanaka's spare beyond the far post if it comes through. Areola comes to punch. That's curious. He's punched the ball out wide and clattered into 2 players, one from either side, who are both down. As it's Strikers down and their Potts is down for West Ham United.
Yeah, you're right. Pascal Struik's down as well. And yeah, he comes in. I think Struik takes Areola out and Areola takes Potts out.
Sort of collided, buffeted into the tall Parisian, who will take the free kick now for West Ham United. Only 1 clean sheet in his 23 games this season. The other end, Lucas Perry's only played the 4, but he's kept 3 clean sheets. Came in from Lyon in the summer. He'd had 18 months there. Out it goes then from the West Ham United goalkeeper. Angled it right-hand side. A little bit scrappy at the moment. Magassa. He put Walker-Peters under all sorts of trouble with the pass, but he managed to scramble it all the way back to Alphonse Areola. West Ham United, 8 home league defeats this season. Not good enough, that, is it? But they're unbeaten here in their last 6, as they've improved under coach Nuno. Tanaka, central midfield for Leeds. To his left-hand side, it's turned out wide by Okafor, and a percentage cross played low and whipped by Justin, but no one was at the far post. Goal kick.
It's neither here nor there with that, with Justin, to be fair, but you are right, someone should have been coming in. Where's your centre forward, Nemecha? On the edge of the box, get into the box, that's where you're going to score goals, but they're hanging on at the moment, West Ham. Leeds are dominating. West Ham are playing on the counter-attack, but you see that with these Nuno teams, that they always play on the counter-attack, but you need to take care of the ball.
Just hanging on in there in the Scottish title race. Hearts, it's 3 wins in 5 now, as they were held at bottom club Livingston earlier on. 2 goals apiece. Massive week for sport with the Champions League. Live boxing tonight on 5 Live. Caroline Dubois against Terry Harper from 8. You can listen to the undercard on Sports Extra from 7. And then the Masters across 5 Live and 5 Sports Extra Thursday at 8 o'clock. It's one of the most joyous experiences in life to listen to the 5 Live coverage of the Masters. Turn your television down and listen to those boys out there in Augusta. Here's Leeds United's Okafor. In comes the cross from him. Tanaka, a little bit of space was his shirt tuck. Gets the shot away. Leeds lead. West Ham 0, Leeds United 1. 25 minutes gone. Too much space in there. Shirt might have been tugged. He shrugged it off. Lifted the shot into the roof of the net beyond Alphonse Areola. Crucial lead for Leeds.
Yeah, they deserve it, to be fair. And he starts the move, by the way, Jonathan, in the middle of the park. 2 West Ham players near him. He plays the ball on to Justin. Justin plays it to Okafor. Good ball into the box, but he's got quick feet, Tanaka, and it's a good finish. Hits the underside of the bar. It's what Leeds deserve at the minute, though. West Ham been nowhere near good enough. Leeds are dominating. Good finish from Tanaka.
Really drilled it. He was in that centre circle. He turned out, found space, found the left-hand touchline. His role in the goal was crucial from start to finish, as you say, Clinton.
Yeah, it was good. You're watching it again. Okafor on that left hand, but it's close control. It goes past Masaka, and it takes a slight deflection off Diassi. It does, slight deflection, and it kind of wrong foots Areola. Hits the underside of the bar, but it's all about Tanaka. Brilliant.
Deflection, lifted it up, hit the underside, came down over the line. Clearly over the line as well by about a half a yard, I would say. And Leeds United are ahead at West Ham United. Jubilant Leeds fans. 26 minutes, the Leeds fans turn around, turn their back on the game, again in tribute to Chris Loftus and Kevin Spate, who died 20 years ago, tragically killed when Leeds went to Istanbul for a European game. And they're still facing the other way, all of them. Look, I think 1 or 2 on this near side maybe can't see what's going on, but there are thousands of them doing it. Now they turn and face the game again, because Leeds momentarily were on the attack until El Hadji Diouf steps across there and will take a throw in. The Senegalese international was on the bench for a friendly game against Peru on neutral territory in the week. Deafening din from the Leeds supporters. The West Ham fans try and respond. It's been such a long time since Leeds were in the semi-final. 86-87 when Coventry beat them. Last time they were at this stage was 23 years ago when they went down at Sheffield United. Long wait for West Ham as well for cup success. They haven't been in the semi-final since 2005-06. And they need to waken up if they're to get there this season. But a free kick's been given against Tanaka, who sinks on his knees and makes a sign of supplication, a praying sign towards the referee. I think he caught Potts, didn't he, Clinton?
Yeah, he did catch him, but Potts has been slow in possession in that midfield. Leeds midfield have run all over West Ham at the moment. In the 3 of them, Ampadu, Tanaka and Stat, they've been brilliant.
Just listen to the benches, by the way. West Ham, Finley Herrick, young goalkeeper, untried. Pablo, yes, he's played games, brought in, I think he's 20, isn't he? 22 maybe. La Madrid, Socek, yes, Scarles has played first-team football. Kante, Golan, Beckis, Myers and Ajala. They're all kids on that bench. Leeds, Darlow, Longstaff, Calvert-Lewin, Pirou, Aronson, Bornau, Byram, Nonto and Gruya. The Leeds starting lineup has 280 appearances this season. The West Ham's 235. So they have statistically the stronger team out there in terms of appearances this season, and they're in control of this cup tie. 5 Live from the BBC, 29 minutes gone. West Ham 0, Leeds 1. We're seeing a close-up of a pensive and very terse Nuno Espirito Santo with his arms folded across the chest. My screen in front of me is so dark, all I could see actually was a sort of grey-white beard, but I knew it was him by his stance. West Ham had possession. We've got a goal, Charlton, Liverpool, and here's Victoria Polly.
Finally, with 5 minutes to go, it is Charlton 0, Liverpool 1. The ball not cleared from a corner, it was pinging around, and from close range, 18-year-old Zara Shaw, returning from an ACL injury, has put Liverpool ahead in the closing stages.
Heartbreak for Charlton Athletic, the minnows going into that. But some joy for Liverpool if they can get through to the semi-final after what has been a very grim league season for them. Good closing down on this near side for West Ham, very deep into the Leeds territory by Sungutu Makasa, forces the ball out of play, and immediately the West Ham fans down there in the lower enclosure stood and applauded the efforts of the 22-year-old. It's going to be a throw to Leeds, left full-back position. Justin will take it, capable player. Let's not forget England international back in the day. And in June 2022 it was, he played against Hungary. And now it's swept out by Areola. The ball's played back to him. He's clunked it straight back to Leeds, though. They look more settled, they look more cohesive. They're winning the 50-50s. Tanaka's been exceptional. Just wins the ball off Magassa. And Leeds in possession again. Mpadu. Back it goes to Bishop. And he finds the goalkeeper Perry, who he lifts it downfield as well. Football's becoming more direct again these days, as it always was, really, back in the day. From end to end it goes. Areola now. 31 minutes gone. What do West Ham need to do here, Clinton?
Need to get on the ball, knowing it, and need to get the players like Traore and Bowen into the game. They're too congested, everything's too tight, not enough width on the pitch, and it's so easy for Leeds at the moment. When Leeds don't have it, they have a really good shape. When Leeds have the ball, more options for their midfielders than West Ham at the minute.
Clinton was talking about games behind closed doors earlier on in the programme when he was at Palace. The Palace youngsters used to ball with my in-laws, Paul and Joan Curtis, and when they were away, goodness me, there were some games behind closed doors. Not Clinton Morrison, he was out training. He was pounding the streets.
I like it.
I could name names, do you want me to?
No, let's not.
No, their lawyers are listening.
Exactly.
Here's Bowen on that far side, chasing down towards the dead ball line. And is it a throw to Leeds or throw to West? A throw to West Ham United. I thought the ball might have bounced back then off Bowen, but it is a throw to West Ham. They can't get going in the game. Thrown short to Bowen. Only Castellanos is in the middle. 4 blue shirts around him. Wasn't a good cross in low by Bowen, but it does bounce back to it. And now Potts towards the right-hand side. Walker-Peters, 2 men on him quickly. Lee's working really hard. Potts with the cross in. Oh, just too far ahead there of Fernandez as he came in. Now Castellanos has gone wide to the left to team up with Juve. He's managed to juggle the ball up somehow into Castellanos, who wasn't aware enough, wasn't strong enough. Leeds will break off it, and they've got here the pace of Noah Okafor, and Okafor is isolated with Disasi. It's 1 against 1, plays to his right-hand side, and it was a chance for 2, and the goalkeeper has made a side-saving save to deny Anton Stack.
Yeah, they might want a penalty here, but I think he gets his shot away Stack because Kilman comes in late. West Ham are so open once, but Okafor, I think it's the right pass. I thought he was going to hold it because he had Nemecha coming up. And Stack gets the shot away, and then there's a late challenge from Kilman, but I think he gets the shot away. I don't think they can go back and look at that, but it is a late one, but it's a good save from Areola. Kept West Ham in this cup tie for sure.
Well, Konstantin Hatzidakis is the VAR, and they are checking it. The shot had gone away. He had got the shot away.
Yeah, but he did catch him as well. He did catch him. So you wouldn't be surprised if he does give a penalty here because he is late, but he has to make the tackle, try and go in, Jonathan. If not, he's going to score. So it's a hard one in that situation, but he has clattered Stack. So if VAR are checking, they probably will give the penalty.
And as he slid in, he sort of, the legs of Stack got caught between the sort of scissoring motion of the challenge that had to be made by Kilman. Watching it again here, what do you make of it?
Yeah, he catches him. He definitely catches Stack. The Stack's got the shot away, but he has to make a challenge. But it is, yeah, if you're going to look at that, that's a penalty then, because he absolutely gets a shot away and he comes in and nails him. So for me, they'll probably say to the referee, go and look at the monitor. See, if it was against my team, I'd be disappointed, Jonathan, because I want my defender to slide in, but there is contact there.
Well, we're seeing cutaway of both coaches. Daniel Farker looking hopeful, Nuno not so. And meanwhile, Stack is having his right leg manipulated by the Leeds physio. If they do get a penalty, none of their penalty takers against Birmingham in the 4th round are on the pitch.
No, and Calvert-Lewin's missed a few recently, so I'd be interested. But Nemecha might take it. But will it be given? That's the big one. Will it be given? Is the check still going on? We don't even know. Haven't heard anything at the moment. Usually in the stadium they say a VAR check's going on, so for me, they probably cleared it now, Jonathan.
They must have done, because the fans haven't been told.
No.
So if they had been, they'd be barking now because it's gone on so long. It's going to be a corner for Leeds United then on this left-hand side. And Tanaka will take it. Stack's gone off the field of play with 2 of the Leeds physio staff with him. So Ao Tanaka will take this corner kick for Leeds. They're 1-0 up on 5 live. He got the goal himself with a shot that was deflected up beyond the goalkeeper and down off the bar, but he wriggled himself into a great position to get the chance, get the shot off. Tanaka with the corner for Leeds, right-footed, 6-yard area, bevy of bodies go up. It's cleared away by Juve towards the far touchline, and that will be a Leeds throw-in. Or whether it was Disasi who got it away. I think it was, yeah, it was Disasi. So it's going to be a throw-in then to Leeds. Stack is trying to hobble off that injury, but he looks really uncomfortable. Came into this with a back injury, I was told. It's been important for them this season, the signing from Hoffenheim, who's there a couple of years. Well, they're taking their time, Leeds. That's why you can hear the West Ham fans groaning. They're 1-0 up. And Aronson's going to come on for Leeds United. So I think Stack's day is done. And the throw comes in and ends up over the bar. There's Bogle challenging there with Walker-Peters. Or Metcher it was. It's going to be a goal kick then to West Ham. The pitch is more than an Olympic javelin record throw away from us. Full time, Charlton, Liverpool, Victoria Polly.
It's finished Charlton 0, Liverpool 1. A valiant effort from Charlton. They battered off everything Liverpool threw at them until the 115th minute. Step up 18-year-old Zara Shaw after the ball had come back off the woodwork twice. She was there to poke home on her first appearance in over a year and send Liverpool through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. It's finished Charlton 0, Liverpool 1.
Celtic went to Dundee stuttering, 3 wins in 8 in all. We'll go there in a second because here's Walker-Peters for West Ham. Cross into the penalty area, far side. Collected on that far side by Juve. Returns it to the edge of the penalty area. Magassa can't get a shot away. In comes a resulting chip. I think it's going to go all the way through. And despite the efforts of Traore to have a shot on goal, he hoists it high and behind that goal for a goal kick. And come in, Davy Donaldson.
Yeah, it's still Celtic lead by a goal to 0, and it could have very well been 2. It's a great interception with this in Maida. He played in Thomas Chalankara. It looked like, after he chipped the goalkeeper, it looked like it was going to go into the back of the net. Luckily for Dundee and agonisingly for Celtic, it came back off the post. It's Dundee 0, Celtic 1.
The game they must win, really. Dundee with no sort of form, 2 wins in 10, but then look, Hearts went to Livingston, who were bottom of the table, and could only draw 2-2 earlier. Here comes the change then for Leeds. That'll be a shame, them having lost that, because I know for a fact their manager is a big admirer of him, and Aronson comes on. He'll get about the pitch, Clinton.
Yeah, he will. And listen, you don't want to take any risks. Leeds have got a lot of big football matches from now to the end of the season, and it was a late tackle from Kilman, and I think he jarred his ankle. So yeah, I think the right thing is to take him off, because Aronson has been a regular starter for Leeds anyway, and has been very good this season.
Well, he's a buzzy player, isn't he? I know there was a lot of criticism from fans that the manager kept him in throughout the season. Only missed 1 league game. Tends not to last 90 minutes, but he's on now. And Leeds United have possession. Halfway inside the West Ham half, yard in from this touchline. The tall, upright Okafor, who's played well. Back to the centre circle. Biyol on 5 Live with 39 minutes coming up on the clock away to both ends of the ground on the giant TV screens. And it's played back all the way then to Lucas Perry, who hasn't a great deal to do, really. The one save from Tati Castellanos, which was a very good save. West Ham have the ball at the feet of their centre-back. Kilman plays out to Bowen. Bowen coming short, facing his own penalty area. Back to the left-back, then down the line it goes. And this is a run by Potts on the outside of Tanaka, who's gone over there to cover him. Castellanos is in the middle, so to Traore. And Bowen as well, and Bowen can shoot. Might have hit his own player, Castellanos. It certainly hit someone. Comes back, and there's a slide challenge that was a bit risky. In comes the ball to the penalty area. The shot by Fernandez was tame. A flag is raised for offside. And I think the referee's got every reason to go back and give the free kick for West Ham United. They didn't really gain any advantage, and it was a hefty-looking challenge there by Metcher.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get a yellow card. He's well late on Diassi, so he's well late. Diassi gets there first, and yeah, it's a sore one. It should be a yellow card. I don't know what. He is going to book him, Craig Pawson.
Yellow card for Lucas Metcher. For the referee just making the whiplash motion with his right hand to say that Metcher went in with that sort of a challenge. And it's going to be for West Ham's consternation. Leeds United resuming play. Back at the right-hand side, they lead by a goal to 0. We're just past the 40-minute mark. It's been a lively first half. Plenty for Steve to talk about at half-time back in the studio. And what's the referee doing here? He's telling Lucas Perry to get on with things, I think. The Brazilian-born goalkeeper. in orange. We would get it away. Oh, back in the day, there were only... Oh, goalkeepers used to wear blue or green, yellow if they were international goalkeepers. But nowadays, it's a multicolour experience goalkeeping garb. Walker Peters tries to win the ball back against Ampadu, I think it was. No, it was Justin. And it's clattered away for a West Ham throw, is it? No, it's a Leeds throw down below us. They lead 1-0. And Justin will take it. He's been accomplished so far. His third quarter-final in the FA Cup. Reached 2 with Leicester, beaten each time by Chelsea. Down the line it goes to Luka Mecha, who's led the line very well. German international. Started off at Manchester City, of course. He was a young England player, actually. Young England under 20, under 21, I think. West Ham fans are seeing a cutaway on our little screen here. Look very glum indeed. A massive week for them. They wanted an FA Cup semi-final place 1, and then the 3 points gained against Wolves here Friday. And it's a throw to Leeds, and the groans mark frustration and consternation. If they lose 2 in this week, Clinton, that will augur very, very badly for them.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to win this game will give them confidence moving into Wolves on Friday night, that's for sure, Jonathan. But Wolves have turned the corner a bit under Rob Edwards, so it won't be an easy game.
And they have to play Leeds as well, Wolves. So they will have a say in who stays up and who goes down. Tottenham very much in the equation, or will Roberto De Zerbi bring the bounce? We'll wait and see. It's mopped up by Disasi for West Ham United. Clips it away to Bowen, who's misplaced the pass. Bogle is onto it and tried to force it, and in doing so he's just played the ball out of play for a goal kick for West Ham.
Yeah, it's so poor. And Jarrod Bowen, to be fair, he had bright moments, but he's been a bit quiet and doesn't look as sharp as I usually see him. But I know he prefers to play on this right-hand side where he comes onto his left foot, so maybe they could swap Adama Traore in him.
Traore is predominantly right-footed, isn't he? So he could come in off that left-hand side. Away it goes. The inverted winger role, as they call it these days. Transition and whatnot, and high press and low press. Different terms when you were playing, Clinton, but it all means the same.
Yeah, too many names, low block and stuff like that. Just go and win the ball back and score a goal. That's what I'm told to do.
That's right. Get it between the posts.
Exactly that. And keep it out of your goal.
West Ham have possession here now, trailing 1-0, 2 minutes left in the half. Kilman drops the ball at the feet here of Magassa, and out to that left touchline it goes. Now El Hadj Diouf advances halfway inside the half, angles the ball into the box. Castellanos, good turn. Shot on the turn, dropping but over the bar.
Yeah, he looks lively, to be fair. It's a good touch and a turn, and he's the most likely, but he needs more support in and around him. The likes of Bowen, the outs of Adama Traore, Fernandez breaking from midfield. They need more going forward, West Ham.
Ever present since joining the Argentine. Came in the January window from Lazio for 26 million. He's got 3 goals in his 14 games. Wasn't greatly prolific as a Lazio player, about 1 every 4.5 games. How long have we got left in stoppage time? The 4th official, Peter Banks, just gone to the touchline down below us, but he's holding the LED board down by his side at the moment. Adama Traore nudges the ball forward to the halfway line. Again, it's moved slowly by West Ham. Castellanos didn't know that Tanaka, who's been outstanding, was the man on, and Tanaka plays it forward to Mecha. Not strong enough there. And the ball comes back to the halfway line, and Traore, moving right to left, goes down under a challenge, no free kick, and West Ham United push it out to the right-hand touchline and maintain momentum and keep going into that Leeds United half. And they now have a throw-in, trailing 1-0. The goal scored by Ao Tanaka after 25 minutes. Started the move, finished the move, and has played very, very well. West Ham have the ball on the far side from us. Bowen facing up, 2 yards of space. To the left back, El Hadji Diouf. Diouf to run his man. In comes a low cross. Ball. Dangerous, all the way out play.
It's a great ball. What is Adama Traore doing at the back post? Get in the back post. It's a brilliant ball from Diouf. He frustrates the life out of me. It's watching the game. Why are you watching the game? It's a brilliant ball from Diouf. And being the next centre forward, that's a tapping. That is my bread and butter. Get in at the back post.
Going to be a a goal kick to Leeds United. Were you in the side when Dougie Freeman was manager?
No, I played with him. I couldn't have Dougie managing me, telling me what to do. He used to try to do that when we played on the pitch together.
I remember him doing a coaching session for the strikers. I went up to see it, and he said to the strikers, close your eyes, and he'll create something for you, and then you've got to finish, but you can't open your eyes. You've just got to know where the goal is instinctively.
Yeah, Dougie was brilliant, to be fair. Very underrated striker, but I had my best times playing up front with Dougie.
None of the strikers hit the target, by the way, in that session, but that's another thing. Going to be Palace have missed him, I think, Dougie Freeman.
Oh, they've missed him this season for sure. The director of football, yeah, they've missed him massively.
Leeds have the ball at the foot of Pascal Strouk. He's angled it up to the edge of the penalty area. Completely free run in there, and the cross should have been better in the end, to be fair, by James Justin. But he was in about 5 yards of space.
Yeah, I think he's run off Traore again. He has to stay with his man, Traore. Switches off. We were talking about how good he is going forward, but he's got to do more for his team.
So we're deep in stoppage time now. We've been playing 90 seconds of it. Leeds halfway to, or very nearly halfway towards a Wembley semi-final. Here's Magassa to swoop it forward for West Ham United. By the way, if West Ham win this, their home game against Everton, which is scheduled 3 o'clock, would be postponed, which would mean they wouldn't have had a 3 o'clock kickoff here on a Saturday since December, and they won't have one until August. That's a sad indictment on the game, I feel. People have their season tickets to watch 3 o'clock kickoffs. They have possession now, and it's Disasi halfway inside the West Ham half. 10 yards to his right is Kilman, who returns it. But where are they going here, West Ham, on 5 line? To the right fullback, Walker Peters. Not the tallest Walker Peters. What is he, 5'8" in the modern game? That's fairly short, has to be said. But they've worked the ball intelligently wide to that left-hand touchline. And in comes a cross from that left-hand touchline, looking for Traore, well headed away for Leeds United by Justin. Walker Peters, and it comes from Magassa, a high swelling cross. It's nodded down to Bowen, and he couldn't convert. A good lay down by Castellanos, but the flag is raised anyway as the goalkeeper swooped to save.
Yeah, you can see, I knew from here, as soon as Castellanos knocks the ball down, Bowen's in an offside position, but it's better from West Ham. They're getting Fernandez forward, and he does ever so well on that left-hand side, and that's much better.
Looked like a decent combination brewing there for West Ham United. Castellanos down to Bowen, but he was offside. And Leeds will take their time and see the half out, you would have thought, because we've now had 3¼ minutes of stoppage time. Fans loving the sunshine on the far side, but not the scoreline, and 1 or 2 empty seats appearing as they go out for their half-time cup of tea. High now into the West Ham half. Good leap there by Disasi to nod it back to the centre circle. He's there again, this time stoops to head to his left-hand side. El Hadj picks it up. A £19 million signing from Slavia Prague last summer. That's a poor pass by young Freddie Potts, who holds his face in his hand because he's just sent it sailing 40 yards out of play, and he's not had the best of halves. The son of the West Ham legend Stevie and brother of Dan, who played for a long time. Last time I saw Dan play was at Luton, I seem to think. It'll be a throw now for Leeds United then. And we've had the 4 minutes, Clinton. It's going to be a throw taken by Justin. The referee blows his whistle, and Leeds will go leading 1-0. Listen to the boos. Listen to the boos. West Ham fans aren't particularly happy here. Tanaka with a goal on 25 minutes. Castellanos did bring a good save out of goalkeeper Perry, and at the other end there was a fine save as well to deny Stack, who had to go off injured. He's been replaced by Aronson. 1-0 to Leeds, Clinton Morris.
Yeah, and they deserve it, Leeds. Nowhere near good enough from West Ham. They've had moments, but not enough moments. It's a chance to get to the semi-final. The rivalry between the two fans is massive, and only one team showed up at the moment, and that's Leeds United. Daniel Fock could be happy. Nuno won't be happy. I bet he wishes now he had more reinforcements from the bench, because at the moment, nowhere near good enough.
What are all to do here, West Ham, Steve? They trail 1-0 at the break.
1-0, could have been 2-0 if they'd had a penalty. Should they have had one, Clinton? Kilman on Stack?
Yeah, I understand it, but because he gets his shot away, I don't think that's why they give it. But I could understand if it was given as well, Crossy, because he's well late on Stack, and that's how Stack picks up the injury. But yeah, but it's a hard one because he's trying to go to block it, but he does catch him. So if VAR had sent him over, you would have understood why it was given. But I think because the referee didn't give it, that's why VAR didn't tell him to go and look at the screen. But yeah, it could have gone either way, I think, that one, Crossy.
Well, it is hard, isn't it, Jonathan? For the reason that, and I mean, I know different competitions, different rules, but it's a similar concept set to the one that Harry Kane got for England in the Euros in the semi-final against the Netherlands. Shot is away, then clattered. Penalty. Not here.
Yeah, you do see it as well in the club competitions as well, because the referees have different interpretations in the Champions League and the Conference and so on, in the Europa League. It's a bit frustrating. I didn't think it was a penalty simply because he got the shot away and then got caught. And as Clinton said in the commentary, Kilman had to do something. He had to get across. He had to try and put him off or get some sort of contact on him. Otherwise, it's 2-0. So I think because of those two factors, I don't think it should have been a penalty.
They stuck with the referee's decision, so there you go. That's that. Lots of people will be applauding that, whatever happened, I think. Thank you, fellas. Jonathan Pearce, Clinton Morrison inside the London Stadium. West Ham 0, Leeds 1 in the FA Cup quarter-final. Second half commentary to come. In the Scottish Premiership earlier, finished Livingston 2, Hearts 2. We're going to hear from Derek McInnes, the Hearts manager, before second half commentary from the London Stadium. Can Celtic take advantage there at Dundee? And it's half-time. Davy Donaldson.
Yeah, Dundee 0, Celtic 1. It's Benjamin Negrin with a goal after just 8 minutes. It was a good cross from Kieran Tierney from the left-hand side. Trevin Carra's shot brilliantly saved. Yang just squared it to Negrin though, and he tapped home into an empty net. But Celtic could have made it 2 as well. Maida, who's been a real thorn in Dundee's side all afternoon. Brilliant interception from him. He played it to Trevin Carra and he ran in and goal. Looked for another world like he was going to score. He chips over the goalkeeper and it comes back off the post. But it's all Celtic. They've dominated this. So far, so good for them. They lead by 0-0.
So we'll keep you bang up to date with that. We're going to make our first trip of the year to Augusta before we're back underway for the second half of West Ham Leeds. We'll also do some cricket and we will talk rugby as well, all after the news on 5 Live with Mark Summers.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Donald Trump says the Iranian military was close to finding the second airman from a downed US fighter jet before he was rescued. The pilot was recovered on Friday, but both the US and the Iranians were trying to track down his crewmate, a weapons system officer. The US president said dozens of aircraft with the most lethal weapons were involved in the operation. Admiral William Fallon is a former head of US Central Command.
That shows the value of perseverance in these things. You just never give up. You keep trying. It appears they must have had a pretty good idea of where the individual was. And so, in my experience, you always keep trying as long as there's hope to try to get the person out.
Meanwhile, Mr. Trump says there's a good chance of a deal with Iran over the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, a crucial trade route before the deadline he's set for tomorrow night. In an expletive-laden post on social media, he said power plants and bridges would be hit on Tuesday if no deal is reached. More than 70 people are missing after a wooden migrant boat capsized in the central Mediterranean. 2 bodies have been recovered and 32 people have been rescued. The main sponsor of the wireless music festival, Pepsi, has pulled out after criticism of the choice of Kanye West as the headliner. The US rapper has made a string of anti-Semitic and pro-Nazi comments in recent years, issuing a public apology in January. Sir Keir Starmer said the decision to book the rapper, now known as Ye, is deeply concerning. Events have been held in both Dublin and Belfast to mark the 110th anniversary of the Easter Rising, an attempt to overthrow British rule in Ireland. More than 450 people were killed in 1916 in fighting between Irish rebels and British forces. And astronauts on NASA's Artemis 2 mission say they've caught their first glimpse of the far side of the moon. The mission commander, Reid Wiseman, says the view is awe-inspiring.
It's a magnificent accomplishment to be up here, to see the moon, to see the Earth, and to know that we are between those two celestial bodies, and you can see it when you look out the window. The Earth is almost in full eclipse, the moon is almost in full daylight, and the only way you could get that view is to be halfway between the two.
The commander of NASA's Artemis 2 mission, Reid Wiseman.
If you need help on this, you're not alone. In the Martin Lewis podcast, I'll give you tips to keep more cash in your pocket and answer your important questions.
Now that we're starting from scratch, what's the best way for us to move forward?
To help your everyday finances just add up. Let's see what we can do. The Martin Lewis podcast. Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sports.
The FA Cup with Steve Crossman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
West Ham 0, Leeds 1. We'll be back for second half commentary shortly. Already today, Hearts have gone back to the top of the Scottish Premiership, but they did so dropping points. They were held 2-2 by bottom side Livingston. Here's Hearts head coach Derek McInnes.
I'm not happy, more disappointed than anything, because I think we'd done so much to get ourselves in front, and we needed to enjoy being in front a bit more. I think it was 7 minutes between both goals, and I thought we came out second half. I thought we felt the goal was coming. I thought when we were good in the game, we were very good. I thought when we were polished and connected the game well and looked after the ball well, I thought we were very good. And at times in the game we looked like a team at the top of the league, but there was just too many moments where we were sloppy, a bit anxious with some of our defending. The gaps were too big between us at times, and Livingston set up in a counter-attacking shape, and we allowed that at times just through sloppiness, none more so than the second goal. The second goal's a ridiculous goal to lose. So we're disappointed with that. You've got to credit Livingston, they hang on to that, they're fighting tooth and nail, but from our perspective, both goals were so poor from us, not the types of goals we ordinarily lose. We're still top of the league, and people need to remember that. I'm trying to kind of keep myself in check with that. It's a missed opportunity today, because we came here with a lot of motivation and a lot of expectation on ourselves, but we have to be honest and say that the point was probably all we deserved, and for me it might be a really important point come the end of the season, so we're not going to get too hung up on it, but it does put more scrutiny on the games coming up, and obviously we want to make sure we win the next home game, which will be tough enough as well.
Hearts manager Derek McInnes speaking to BBC Scotland. Earlier today in the Women's FA Cup, Brighton upset the European champions Arsenal. They beat them 2-0 to reach the semi-finals. Here's Arsenal manager René Sleggers.
You could see how the game started, and it was hard. There was wind, and we had to manage. The ball was a lot in the air. I think when the ball was on the ground, we managed it okay defensively. When it was in the air, it was hard, and I think in an ideal world we would have created better control and managed those moments better and conditions. And I think Brighton did that well today, and they were clinical with their chances. So hands up, owning the performance and the result, and congratulations to Brighton.
2 semi-final spots are up for grabs for you this week, 1 secured. You spoke a lot coming into this game about recovering mentally and physically. Do you think you were at your mental and physical best today?
I think always, if you look at the performance, you look at all the aspects of the performance. So mentally, physically, technically, tactically. So there's things on all sides. I think that we could have done better. We've had some amazing achievements this block, so it was important for us to stay sharp today and finish it all the way. But we couldn't do that today, unfortunately.
Arsenal boss René Sleggers speaking to 5 Live's Niamh Carr. Liverpool got a 1-0 win against second-tier Charlton in today's other quarter-final, but only after extra time at the Valley. Tomorrow's quarter-finals are Chelsea against Tottenham and Birmingham against Manchester City. Let's check in on the County Championship cricket. Kevin Howells.
Well, it looks like Leicestershire's first match back in Division 1 after a 23 years absence is going to end in defeat. We're, still quite a few overs remaining, actually, of day 3 of this fixture against Sussex. Very big target for them, 481 to win, and they're 56 for 4. Rian Ahmed is still there on 2, Eskenazi on 4, but Henry Crocombe has just taken 2 wickets in 2 balls, including the Australian Test opener Jake Weatherald. The other matches going on, Glamorgan 39 for 1 second innings. They lead Yorkshire by 115 runs. Mason Crane with 5 wickets. Hampshire in bother at home to Essex. They're following on 119 for 4, trailed by 186. Somerset 108 for 1 at Taunton. That means they lead the defending champions Nottinghamshire by 117 runs. And in Birmingham, Surrey 83 for 1. They trail Warwickshire still by 133 runs.
And you can find commentary on all of that via BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website. Earlier in Rugby Union's Champions Cup last 16, Leicester well beaten by the defending champions Bordeaux. Bordeaux ran in 9 tries. They won 64-14. They are just getting underway in the 5:30 kick-off. Leinster against Edinburgh. Golf's first major of the season. The Masters begins at Augusta this week. 5 Live will, of course, bring you commentary starting on Thursday. So let's go there for the first time this year and speak to our correspondent, Ian Carter. Ian, on the night he won 12 months ago, Rory McIlroy said, "What are we going to talk about next year?" Any ideas?
Let's have a chat about Rory McIlroy.
Right,
shall we,
why not?
Yeah, it's interesting though, isn't it? The way he's shaping up this year is pretty much in contrast to last year. You know, this time last year he could point to winning the Players' Championship, winning at Pebble Beach, and coming in really good form. Never more confident, he later told us. This time round, coming back from a back injury, no wins so far this year. So it's a little different for him this year.
What has it been like there in the very early stages? I'm always conscious of the fact that you might have just arrived at a media centre and barely seen the light of day.
Well, I haven't actually even arrived at the media centre as yet, Steve. En route from Atlanta, flew in very late last night. So on the Interstate 20, I actually just stopped.
Are you in an aviary?
No, I'm just sitting outside a coffee shop, and there's a little sparrow there, and he wants to be heard on 5 Live, so I'm glad he's making his presence felt. But what I would say is, you know, this is one of the dullest drives you'll ever make. It's just quite a boring road, but you always make that drive with a real sense of anticipation and a real sense of buzz as to what is going to come this week. And I think, you know, what happened 12 months ago just stokes that level of anticipation even further. But kind of in a different way, because I think that the cast list for this Masters might be somewhat different to the McIlroy-Scheffler shows that we've had for the last couple of years.
And it's so hard to predict a winner, I might as well ask the sparrow, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. It'll give you a cheap response.
Oh, no. Ian, thank you. That's our correspondent, Ian Carter, who's out at Augusta. That, but much more of it over the course of the coming days. And I know everybody says this, but it is brilliant listening to the golf coverage on 5 Live, and you will get it all throughout the Masters later this week. 08085 909 693. The lines are open for 606 tonight with Chris Sutton and Rick Edwards. Hello.
Hello, on debut. It's exciting, isn't it?
Oh, for you, is it?
Yeah.
You sound nervous. Are you nervous?
No.
Oh.
Absolutely assured, as always. You know, I think this is the final show, bar 5 Live Sports Sunday, that I've never covered. So, eyeing you up, big man. Eyeing you up.
No reducers, please. That's not what we want. Oh, I'm going to make it difficult for you now.
This is an extremely collegiate experience, isn't it? Working at 5 Live, you know that.
Well, 606 isn't collegiate, so you'll find very quickly. You basically have to argue with Chris for as long as the show lasts.
Which is such a pleasure. And I do that for fun, so
it's not
to
hard.
get paid for it is a real treat.
Right, what's on your agenda, do you think?
Lots, I think. So, Arsenal fans, obviously we'd like to hear from them. Where's your confidence at? How are your nerves? Time to just focus on the league now. Southampton fans, what a performance that was. Got to be dreaming of silverware now on a great run in the league, just outside the playoff places. Manchester City fans, is the domestic treble on? Can you reel Arsenal in? Are Arsenal looking a little bit shaky now? Liverpool fans, I mean, is it?
Yeah, can you put yourself in the place of a Liverpool fan? Is there any way you can manage that?
I think I probably can.
Yeah.
Is it time to get shot of slot? I don't know. It was poor. Virgil van Dijk said they gave up yesterday, and you could see it visibly. It was pretty rubbish. Lincoln City fans, they're the ones I'd like to hear from this evening. Reading tomorrow, a point gets them promotion. Do you get back into the Championship for the first time since 1961? And then anyone else who wants to get in touch, obviously. You can book your calls now. Lines are open. 08085 909 693.
That is the number.
I say that every day.
Yeah.
So I should know it. Yeah. And I did. Nailed it.
Congratulations for a big flex there as well, because on your 606 debut, there's probably few more risky things to say than getting shot of slot. That could go horribly wrong.
Yeah, but pass with flying colours.
Thanks, Rick. Have a good one. 08085 909 693. Rick Edwards and Chris Sutton with you for 606. Once we are done at the London Stadium, which of course could yet be after extra time. Looks like we're about ready to go. So West Ham 0, Leeds 1, second half on 5 Live with Clinton Morrison and Jonathan Pearce.
News for you, Steve, and everyone. Welcome back to the London Stadium. Thomas Souček is about to come on for West Ham, and so too Pablo. I can't see young Freddie Potts out there for the second half, and I don't think there's Magassa come back.
Yeah,
no.
I think it's them two that have come off. You're right, Jonathan.
Traore still on there. Would you have changed Traore?
No, I wouldn't have, because I think he's still a threat, and I know he's not. He's had moments in that first half, but I think if you get the ball to him, tell him to stay high and wide, he can cause problems. You're chasing the game, so you might as well sacrifice your 2 midfielders.
So Fernandez presumably will play a little bit deeper with Souček, and Pablo will play in the 10.
Yeah, that's right. And Adama will play on the left, and Jared Bowen in his favoured position on the right.
Been playing on the left in the first half, and he looked like a fish out of water over there. Leeds United, if you've just joined us on 5 Live this afternoon, lead through Ao Tanaka's goal after 25 minutes, and to be honest, they've been good value for it as well. Backed by 9,000 travelling supporters away to our right-hand side, and a great roar went up as the names of the substitutes were read out. Souček playing his 277th game for the club, having just got back from securing the Czech Republic a place in the World Cup. Took penalties in both shootouts against Ireland.
Don't remind me, Jonathan.
Against Ireland and against Denmark. Clinton obviously a very big Denmark supporter. Leeds in possession with their right fullback Jayden Bogle. Heartache for the men in green to go out in that fashion. It's going to be a throw then to Leeds right at the start of the second half. They started front foot, and look at Nuno down below us. He's just put his head in his hands because West Ham have come out sluggish, and they've allowed Leeds to go front foot, and Leeds have a throw in now about 16 yards from the goal line, right hand side, and we know how dangerous these Ethan Ampadu throws can be as he springs into the throw now to the edge of the 6-yard area, headed away back in there for West Ham United by Castellanos, and then Bowen clears, and Traore, well, if he can run 75 yards here, he can score, but he's brutally taken down, cynically taken down by Ampadu. Will take the yellow card for his club.
It's a good foul for your team, but I don't like that, because you know why? He's in on goal, then no one ain't catching him, and I understand why he's doing it, to be fair, because it's a good yellow card that you would take for your team without a shadow of doubt. But it is disappointing because he's in Adama Traore, no one's catching him. So, but he's still got a long way to go, so it's the right decision. But yeah, I don't like it, but it's a good foul from Ethan Ampadu.
From Bowen's pass, he was away, picked it up 6 yards outside his own penalty area, and he's flying, and he was brought down just inside the centre circle. It's like watching Roadrunner getting away from Wile E. Coyote, and then Wile E. Coyote brutally trips him up. Now, would you cheer or would you boo if that happened? Would you boo Wile E. Coyote? Steve Crossman will have an answer in the studio, I would imagine.
I wish we could get him on now.
Imagine if Wile E. Coyote ever caught Roadrunner. Never happened, did it? It's going to be a free kick here. That's when people say, look, shouldn't there be orange cards? Like just the one above the yellow.
Yeah, I do get it. Joe Rodon's sitting down now like he's got an injury. Come on, ref, I want the second half to get going.
He's sitting down in the 6-yard area, in the D, I should say, and he's got some sort of hefty bandaging on that right ankle. And they're calling the Leeds treatment boys on, the physios. He's only missed a couple of league games this season, Joe Rodon. He's played in one of their FA Cup ties so far.
What is Adama Traore doing? He's been down for ages. He's fine, come on. Let's get on with the game. You got the yellow card. It was a bad tackle. Let's move on.
And he's holding his right ankle, Traore, bending forward.
Yeah, you're right. I think it might be a previous problem, or when he went up for the header. As he's gone up for the header, I think it's the way he's landed.
Landed awkwardly, didn't he? Just seen a replay. It is his right ankle problem. I think the strapping I was mentioned was at the bottom of his blue sock around the shin pad. Listening to an interview with Stuart Pearce the other day, you know. Stuart Pearce wore his childhood shin pads all the way through his senior career. They must have been tiny at the end.
Yeah, but no one was tackling Stuart Pearce. He was doing all the tackling, wasn't he?
Still frightens me now.
Exactly.
Where are we going on 5 Live now? Dundee, is it? Dundee against Celtic? Davy Donaldson.
Yeah, still Celtic lead by 1-0, but Nygren, who's been a real thorn inside all afternoon for Dundee, played in Thomas Shavankara, the Celtic striker. He looked like he was going to score. A great save, though, by John McCracken in the Dundee goal. It's Dundee 0, Celtic 1.
It's West Ham 0, Leeds 1. We've, on the clock, officially been playing 49 minutes, coming up any second now, but we've hardly had any football at the start of the second half. Now, Rodon has had his treatment. He's back on the halfway line. West Ham get on with it against what is temporarily a 10-men lead. Chip to the far side of the penalty, a right-hand corner looking for the Sassy. Cleared away, Okafor heads on. And West Ham have possession with Mateus Fernandes, who's a gifted footballer. And they passed out quickly to Traore, in off the left-hand side now. Thinks about a cross, gets it in, looking for Pablo up there. And Leeds United cleared away. But Pablo is a big, burly presence in the opposition penalty area. Leeds break, Okafor left-hand side, halfway inside the West Ham half as they lead by a goal to nil. Has a look, arms braced down by the side to give him some balance into the penalty area, tries to twist Walker-Peters inside out. West Ham just scramble it away. Here's Aronson, was he clipped? He's gone down very easily, and West Ham played out very, very poorly. Castellanos to Bowen, who was caught in possession when he had no chance really of redeeming possession, and Leeds will attack again with Bogle. Given away by Ampadu just outside the D, and West Ham scramble away. Soucek, poor ball into Traore, who had two men pouncing on him. Leeds are pressing with great intensity. West Ham have a throw.
Yeah, it's been a bit sloppy, to be fair, both teams in that final third, but you're right, when Leeds lose the ball, they hunt impact and try and win that ball back.
West Ham in a quarter-final for the first time since 2016, when they drew away at Manchester United and were beaten at home by 2-1. Leeds United's first quarter-final since Sheffield United beat them in 2003. They've had the terrible moments in the FA Cup in recent years, and that's offside against Castellanos.
Oh, what a finish that was.
Wow. The flag's raised, the whistle's blown, but he's drifted with the outside of his right foot a 30-yarder into the top corner.
That is magnificent finish. Imagine if he was onside and VAR got it wrong. What a finish that is, by the way. Outstanding, outside of the right boot. Wow. Beautiful.
You won't do that again in 100 years.
No way.
Yeah, Leeds out in round 4 last year, beaten by West Ham away in round 3 in 2022. Got a change here for Leeds. Joe Rodon is going off, and Bornau, is it coming on for him?
Yeah, you're right. Bornau is coming on.
So it's like for like. Joe Rodon, that's a blow to them really, with the massive games up and coming after this FA Cup. It's Manchester United away, Wolves at home, and Bournemouth away on semi-final weekend. That game will be postponed. Burnley home, Tottenham away, Brighton home, and West Ham United away on the last day. Grey clouds beginning to scud in from the north here. That's away to our left-hand side as the ball is brought away for Leeds United by Pascal Strike. Far side, draws it back to Ao Tanaka, the safety first. 30 yards away is his goalkeeper, all in orange, Luca Perez. Back to Tanaka. Good player, isn't he, Clinton?
Very good player. It was brilliant for them in the Championship.
Penalty at Dundee, Davy Donaldson.
Yeah, Simon Murray of Dundee, the captain, just about to put the ball in the spot, and he's about to take this penalty. It was handball inside the area by Colby Donovan. The shot come off his arm. The VAR check, it meant a penalty kick, and up steps Simon Murray, just about to take this. The referee, Stephen McLean, having a word with the Celtic goalkeeper, but it is now going to be taken. Murray stepping up. Celtic fans booing behind the goal. The referee making sure everyone's out of the box as we wait for Simon Murray to take this penalty, which could, of course, make it go 1-1, which is certainly not what Celtic fans and players are looking for. Murray steps up and scores low into the bottom left-hand corner. It's Dundee 1, Celtic 1.
But not many people had doubles today on a Hearts draw at Livingston and a Celtic draw at Dundee. But Hearts drew earlier on in the day 2-2. The big winners today, it would seem, Rangers. But there's a long way to go as Bornau heads clear for Leeds United. Now he's come on the right-hand side of the three, or have they changed? Bogle's gone on right.
No, you're right. He has gone come on. He's come on the right centre half, and Bogle's still at right wing back. You're spot on, side. He's just a light replacement with Rodon.
Perry has it at his feet. Rolls the ball out then to Bijol, who's played very well for Leeds out the back yet again. A couple more Slovenian appearances for him recently against Hungary in a dreadful game that Hungary won 1-0. I was in Budapest that week and they beat Montenegro away, I think, 3-2. Here's Walker-Peters now for West Ham. central midfield Fernandes arise, but lost possession. He wasn't strong enough in the challenge, and Leeds will buzz away through Aronson, skips beyond Walker-Peters. West Ham fans boo. Here now is Noah Okafor. Okafor into the penalty, just cut out right at the last moment by Gilman. Leeds have it again. They're swarming around the West Ham box. They look for Mecha on the edge of the penalty area, and West Ham grateful to get it away. But Leeds do look dangerous, and West Ham look profligate in possession. They're giving it away far, far, far too often. Just like that down below me now, Castellanos tried to drill it diagonally. It was blocked. You have to say Leeds are working their socks off here.
Yeah, in and out of possession, they've been outstanding, Leeds have, definitely. And West Ham have been poor in possession and poor out of possession as well. That's why Leeds are winning this football match.
Only one team to go to Wembley, even if it takes penalties later on. But on the evidence of what we've seen here in the relegation rat race, you'd favour Leeds and not West Ham. But Walker-Peters has it. Finds Bowen coming deep to the halfway line, returns the ball out to Walker-Peters. He's got to go some to get there. The strike cuts down on the angle, blocks the low cross, and forces out a play for a West Ham throw. And now the West Ham voices rise in defiance.
Yeah, you give these fans something to cheer about, they'll get behind you. They're brilliant fans when it's going well, that's for sure.
Lines are open for 606 080 85 909 693 to get your calls into Rick Edwards, who's always worth listening to, and also Chris Sutton, who rarely is. West Ham have possession out wide to the left-hand side. I'll head you, Juve. He'll give me a ring. He'll ring me up. Now, my phone will buzz in a minute, and it'll be him on the left-hand side. Now, Traore has it. Traore yard in from the left-hand touchline. He'll run Leeds. He'll get a cross in towards that far post area. Ooh, clash of heads. Pablo was it, and one of the Leeds defenders gone down. That's a nasty one.
Yeah, Beal, I think it's Beal that's got.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a nasty one. Beal and Pablo, I think they've both gone for it. He looks more effective on this left-hand side already, Adama Traore. I think Nuno got that wrong in the first half, playing him on the right.
He never switched it once, did he, in that first half? I'll just see this again, this clash of heads.
Yeah, it's a sore one.
That is a sore one.
Maybe even sorer for Pablo, but he's bounced up because it was like he took it full on.
He sort of headed on to the Leeds defender, didn't he?
Yeah.
Good noise inside the stadium, and to be fair, it has been throughout the game. Cheaper pricing policy for FA Cup ties, bigger noise, families in, everyone wants to be here. It's just not rocket science, it really isn't. Listen to the Leeds fans.
Yeah, what do you say, 9,000, Jonathan?
Yeah.
They're coming their numbers. As I was coming in, I was speaking to a few of them, saying, oh, Clinton, what do you think? You think we're got a chance, and do you think we're going to stay in the Premier League? I just said yes and yes.
I did the same. Spoke to the West Ham fans up on the train. Do you think we'll win? Yeah. Do you think we'll stay up? Yeah. Bumped into the Leeds fans around the corner. Do you think we'll win? Yeah. Do you think we'll stay up? Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to be nice,
yeah,
don't you?
Right. Walk away. Walk away. Live to fight another day. Well, it's 0-1. And there's a big sign-up for a solicitors firm called Paul Robinson Solicitors. It's now gone down. There are other solicitors firms available, let me tell you, but I don't think our Paul Robinson from 5 Live qualifies as a solicitor. I'll have to ask him next time I see him. It's going to be a resumption here. Referee's checked both players. Biel's having to come off towards this near side. Pablo's already waiting to go back on, but he'll have to wait. The half-time substitute for West Ham. He looks a lot older, but he's only 22 years of age, the Portuguese from Braga. And West Ham have possession, and they're 10 yards inside the Leeds half, plumb dead centre. Kilman has it. The 2 injured boys are waiting to come back on. It's 0-1 on 5 Live with 57 minutes gone, and time is tight now for West Ham. There's not a team who can simply turn it on, and Adama Traore has turned too tight to the line and rolled the ball out of play. Leeds throw. He's got such power. He's got everything you need. It's just very frustrating.
It's the end product. That's what he's missing, Jonathan. And I think a lot of people that have worked with him said he's got everything, all the attributes, but it's just the end product at the end of the day.
So in the Women's FA Cup quarterfinals, Brighton won surprisingly at Arsenal 2-0. Arsenal still in the Champions League, of course, and fighting for the title. Liverpool won at Charlton in extra time 1-0. In Scotland, Livingston 2, Hearts 2, Dundee United 1. At Dundee 1, Celtic 1, currently being played. Simon Murray's penalty levelling up the earlier Celtic goal from Yang Kyun. And West Ham have possession, and in the featured game on 5 Live, in the county championship. Leicester set 481 to win. I think the 56-4 last time we heard. Walker-Peters for West Ham, low and flat towards Pablo. The touch eludes him. The West Ham fans howl, and now Okafor, who's been brilliant for Leeds, races into the West Ham penalty area, goes wide of Kilman and runs the ball out of play.
Yeah, Diassi, brilliant defending from Diassi. Poor from Pablo, poor first touch. Has to do better, but Diassi been outstanding since he's gone to West Ham. Shows great strength from, and Okafor runs the ball out.
Couldn't get a game at Chelsea all season. Was really on the outside looking in. He's part of the ghost squad, wasn't he?
They'd have him now, Jonathan.
Oh,
definitely.
You know, he's a French international. He went to the World Cup, played a minute of the final. West Ham now have possession. Pablo back to Castellano, opens things up. Bowen raiding down the right-hand touchline, just outside the penalty. Comes inside the box now. Dead ball line, pulls it back. Castellanos hit the frame. Gone behind for a goal kick. Back stanchion, I think.
Yeah, it's good link-up play. It's better from West Ham, though. Get the ball out to Jared Bowen on that right-hand side. Castellanos, it's always going to be difficult to score from there. Maybe he should be trying to find the far corner, but good link-up play again.
Bowen on the right is stronger side. Again, not rocket science. Yeah, hit the back stanchion with the shot.
Yeah, he was never going to beat Perez from there.
Well, actually, when you look at the replay from the angle we've just seen, he's about 3 yards wide with the shot.
Yeah.
We are a long, long way from the pitch here in this strange stadium. Wonderful athletic stadium. Brilliant for London 2012. But it has never been, nor ever will be, in my opinion, a football stadium.
It's because what you're used to seeing at West Ham when it was Upton Park. That's why, wasn't it, Jay? What an atmosphere in the stadium that was to play.
Yeah. When the chicken run got going on the far side from the commentary position, made it loud and intimidating. The stories you hear coming out of that and the Old North Stand as well. Some of them were jolly stories, other of them were fearsome, and other stories were downright frightening. And Kilman has it for West Ham United. Lucky on many of my trips there, I had my co-commentator Billy Bonds with me, and let's be honest, Clinton, no one was going to upset Bonzo.
No chance.
Here's Bowen for West Ham. Not a great ball into Walker-Peters, who had to work for it, and Leeds will clear again away into the West Ham half. It has been better from West Ham in this second half, but Leeds still lead by a goal to nil on 5 line. And they push it out to Traore, left-hand touchline, has on the outside of his right foot, drops his shoulder, comes inside, bends the ball in, off the post! Head at the far side by Castellano. Traore finally delivered a lovely cross into the middle, and Tati Castellano hits the post with his header.
Give him the ball, Traore. Give him the ball. That's all you have to do on this left-hand side. And he should score, Castellano. It's a great opportunity. It's brilliant play from Traore, and he should score.
Right foot coming in off the left-hand side, dangerous. That's another good ball in from the left. This time it's played in by the left back, El Hedji. It's kept in play for West Ham, who have the pressure on Leeds right now. Bowen, as the Hammersmith 1-0, comes into the box. His shot is blocked. Comes all the way back out to Disassi. Great cries of shoot for Disassi. Listen to this noise. West Ham pressing now. They have a throw. Short. Walker-Peters. 5 yards from the dead ball line, back it comes, long looping cross from Fernandes. Traore rises to the far post, sends it back across. Keeper Perry punches it away. It's still inside the penalty area. Walker-Peters back into the box. There's an absolutely exaggerated flop to the ground by Castellanos. The referee just shook his head as if to say, you're embarrassing. In comes a cross from Fernandes, and that's a corner.
Brilliant from West Ham. This is how they should have started the game. It just frustrates me sometimes when you see Nuno's teams, when you think you've got the players, go and start and go and have a right go at them. And now it's took a bit too late for them. Okafor's now gone down, has a problem. So, yeah, going to be a bit of time wasting now from Leeds, but they're under the cosh at the minute.
And listen to the West Ham house here. I think Okafor has gone down with a tactical injury, just to break up the momentum and flow of the game. But what will happen, because the two physios have been fairly busy for them today, run on to the field of play, will mean they'll have to defend this corner with 10, because he'll have to go off. And I think it's next year, or is it? They have to go off for 2 minutes next year.
Yeah, I think it could be. To be fair, if they make a change now, that would be their free allotted spaces of making all their subs, wouldn't it, Jonathan?
Yeah. What's happening with him over there? He's on his feet.
Well, I can see them making a triple sub anyway. I think Gurev's coming on, Nonto and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I've just seen movement on the Leeds bench.
While this is being sorted out, well, we'll wait just a second before we go to Dundee, because this West Ham corner is going to be taken now. And Leeds are defending it with 10. And listen to the West Ham fans. And Bowen, hand raised, will take it. There's plenty of activity in the 6-yard area. Bowen with the corner kick here, then a long way away from us. In it comes, whipped in. It's headed back across the goal, and Leeds will clear it away for a throw-in for West Ham United. So let's go to Dens Park. Dundee's Celtic 1-1, the last we heard from Davy Donaldson.
Yeah, still 1-1 here, and Celtic really trying to turn the screw and try and get that all-elusive winner. They've thrown on Kelechi Iheanacho and Luke McGowan to try and get that goal. There was a chance at a short time ago. Yang's header brilliantly turned over by John McCracken, who's having a fine game in the Dundee goal. It's Dundee 1, Celtic 1.
West Ham on the edge of the Leeds penalty area, far side, the Leeds left. Have possession. Walker-Peters, touched back by Fernandez. Been a bit careless in possession. Bowen with the cross far side. Souček was coming in. Classic West Ham tactic that, but the ball's headed back to the goalkeeper, and Perry will bowl it out very, very quickly, looking for a Mecha up front.
Oh, what a touch.
Oh, it's a great touch from him, but he laid it back to Aronson, who slipped. And West Ham now across the halfway line now with Mateus Fernandez. Walker-Peters pounds the turf, right-hand side. Cuts it square to Jarrod Bowen just outside the box, right-hand corner of the box. Still holding, cross is deflected up in the air, and it'll drop. Should be cleared then by Noah Okafor. It isn't, and the cross from Fernandez needs blocking. Okafor goes across strong in the challenge, not strong enough. Fernandez wins it back, crumples to the ground, gets up, is then fouled, is he? West Ham fans howl again. They thought he was fouled twice in there, and Leeds United will clear it away over the halfway line. They're going to counter-attack on now. Aronson speedy, but cutting down on the angle was Kilman, and he finds his goalkeeper. And on we go, 66 played, Leeds leading 1-0.
Yeah, good from Kilman, because he gets a lot of stick, but he's got good pace, and he showed it there because Aronson was in, but good defending from Kilman.
On we go. It's a tumble in the middle. Castellanos went down as he ran with the Leeds United defender. I think it was Strauch who ran with it. It was. And West Ham have possession now again with Souček to the left-hand touchline. El Hadji Diouf back to the tall, fair-head, short-sleeved Czech Republic international Thomas Souček. To his right-hand side, he has Disasi with the cross into the middle. It's glanced on. Traore can get there first. And Bogle is a little bit hesitant. And Traore jinking. And the defender just jockeyed him. Couldn't keep the ball in play, so it's a West Ham corner on the left. Listen to the roar again. Pressure is on now.
Yeah, Leeds have been taking ages. I hate when all these coaches are telling people what to do. You should know what your role is. You don't need to see the iPad. Get these players onto the pitch. You're under pressure.
Well, they would have given them their roles all week, I would imagine, over the last 2 or 3 weeks, some of them. Corner kick for West Ham that Fernandez will take, then packed 6-yard area. In it, swings towards the far post, glance away. Bowen drives it. Well blocked inside that penalty area. Okafor got the block and it springs away. Bounces away to Walker-Peters, who curls a lovely pass to Bowen, attacking the penalty area. His cross is then headed away by Ampadu, and it'll be a West Ham United throw. We've been playing 67 minutes. We've got a quarter of the game left, and Leeds are 1-0 up, and on come these 3 substitutes for Leeds United. Nonto is coming on, Gruyev is coming on, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin is coming on. And Okafor will be replaced, and Mecha will be replaced.
I think Tanaka might be the other one, even though I'm surprised, because I think maybe with Ampadu on a yellow card, but he won't take his captain off, so I think it is Tanaka that's coming off as well.
Gruyev, more defensive option in that Leeds United midfield. So he will replace Tanaka. 3 changes made as they grow a little weary under West Ham's pressure and need to freshen things up to maintain this 1-0 lead and reach Wembley Stadium in the FA Cup semi-final. It's been a long, long while since they were in that last four of the competition. Way back in 1987. Coventry's famous year. They beat them in that semi 3-2 after extra time. Terrific game it was. Calvert-Lewin had a little bit of a hamstring problem in training, having come back from international duty. We played half an hour or so against Uruguay, okay. Whether or not he did enough in that 35 minutes, missed a chance, didn't he?
Glorious chance, and it's one that Calvert-Lewin would eat for dinner, and he's headed it completely wide.
Here's Calvert-Lewin. Has possession, orange boots, slips it through then to Nonto. Touches it wide to the left-hand side. Nonto takes up the return ball. And the referee gives a free kick. The challenge by West Ham. The West Ham fans don't appreciate the decision.
Yeah, Craig Pawson's upsetting the West Ham fans, but it was a shove from Diassi on the back of Nonto for sure.
Free kick then it'll be for Leeds. 20 minutes to go on 5 Live from the BBC. The goal seems a long time ago. Ao Tanaka on 25 minutes. He subsequently left the field of play. Calvert-Lewin will be an obvious target at the moment, standing offside, as is James Justin there with him, and also Ethan Ampadu. And the free kick will be taken by Gruyev. Right-footed, hooks it in. It's met on the half volley and smacked over by Pascal Strack.
And that's worked on, you know, on a training pitch, JP, because the way he's played it in, he's played it behind everyone for Pascal Strack to get it. It's good technique. He's unlucky, to be fair, but it's always going over the bar.
Things are getting a little bit edgy. And West Ham United have sent on their two experienced players, really. Well, Ollie Scholes has played a little bit from the bench, and Leeds United attack into the penalty area. A challenge comes in on Aronson, who immediately waves to the referee and wants a penalty. Daniel Farker, hands outstretched inside the technical area. Nothing given. Referee unimpressed. Your view, Clinton Morrison.
They will check, to be fair. And to be fair, the referee was in a good position. It's Kilman on Aronson. Oh, he misses the ball, you know, Kilman. He doesn't get any of the ball. To be fair to you, he completely misses the ball. And with the back bit, maybe just got a touch to it, but he has missed the ball.
If this goes to the screen, I think he'll give it.
Yeah, he will give it, because he misses it. He misses the ball.
What you're talking about then, there was, after he's made the sweeping challenge, missed the ball, it breaks back and hits him on the thigh.
Yeah, so the first contact is with Aronson, and then his back foot touches the ball. So if his first contact's with Aronson, then a penalty is going to be given, and VAR are going to send him to the monitor.
This is a huge moment on 5 Live. In this FA Cup quarter-final, in this competition, and in the season.
There you go. Yeah, the left foot touches him, so it's going to be a penalty. He misses the ball and completely cleans out Aronson.
And Konstantin Hatzidakis and his VAR assistant Stuart Atwell have called the referee across, and he's looking at the screen away to our left-hand side. And from the replays we're seeing, Leeds have got a very strong claim for
that's
a penalty.
He completely misses the ball. It's only his back right leg that gets it, but his left leg collides into Aronson. I don't even know why Craig Pawson's looking at it so much. It's a stonewall penalty.
Well, Ampadu has picked up the ball and is moving with the ball in his hand towards the West Ham United penalty area. He's confident enough that a spot kick's going to be given.
Yeah, he misses the ball, Kilman. I don't know what Craig Pawson's doing. I've said it this many times, even when I just don't understand it. We've seen it after 2 replays. He's looking at 4 or 5 times.
Here we go. He's had the decision from the VAR. Or he's seen the screen. He's had his thought. What's he going to give? Signal for the screen. Here we go.
West Ham United number 3 commits a careless foul challenge. Final decision is a yellow card and penalty kick.
Talking too much. He just needs to say it was a foul. The fans are already disappointed. I do think the referee's taught too much. Just say he's committed a foul and then just give the penalty.
It's a yellow card also for the West Ham defender Kilman for making the tackle.
Let's see what happens there, because the last person who took one, I think when Leeds had a penalty, Calvert-Lewin missed that Crystal Palace in the Premier League.
Well, there's a kerfuffle around the penalty spot. There's 3 Leeds players around it. Areola stepped out to have his tuppence worth. Hal Hadji Diouf is there as well. players these days want to protect the penalty spot from opposition players.
It will be Calvert-Lewin though.
Calvert-Lewin has the ball in his hand, and he will look to take this. His third FA Cup quarter-final. Never gone beyond Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Has a couple of penalties this season, but that big miss at Selhurst that Clinton was talking about when the pressure was on. Areola springing around on the goal line. Calvert-Lewin, three-step run-up, stands, braces himself, legs slightly apart, orange boots, hands down by his side. Comes forward now and strikes home the penalty. And after 74 minutes, it's West Ham United 0, Leeds United 2, and Leeds United have one step at Wembley.
Yeah, I think that could be it now. West Ham need to respond in the next 5 minutes, but it's a confident penalty from Calvert-Lewin. He never looked like he was going to miss. When I see him at Palace when he was taking it, took too long and he's completely missed the target, but it's a really confident penalty.
Ill-judged challenge by Kilman on Aronson. And after a VAR review that I think everyone knew, Leeds fans knew, West Ham fans feared the worst, the spot kick was awarded. And Leeds players are still celebrating, and Calvert-Lewin turns and raises his hands like an umpire giving a 6 signal to the Leeds fans behind that goal. And then we have the description, the expert. After review, West Ham United, number 3, commits a careless foul challenge that denies an obvious opportunity. The final decision is a yellow card and penalty kick to Leeds United. I can tell you how many fans in the ground have read that message on the big screens. None.
Well, this place is emptying though, JP. They're emptying big time at the moment, JP. A few of the fans are leaving. It's too early to be leaving.
I'll be back here on Friday hoping for better than this against Wolves. Leeds on the attack then, breaks down with Axel Disasi. Let's have an update from Dundee against Celtic. Davy Donaldson.
Yeah, Celtic just running towards the box. As you come to me, there's a chance inside the area. It's just been cleared, but yes, 1-1 here. Celtic throwing the kitchen sink at Dundee to try and get that winner that they so crucially need to close the gap at the top of the table. They're dominating possession, they're throwing everything at it, but so far Dundee are holding them at the moment. It's 1-1.
And Yun scored for Celtic. Simon Murray from the spot for Dundee. Hearts having drawn earlier 2-2 at bottom club Livingston. West Ham have a corner kick on their left hand side. They've had a few of these corners, they haven't made them any useful. Round 5 3 times in the last 5 seasons, went out in 24-25 in round 3 at Villa away, the year before at Bristol City in a replay. It's a long while since they've had a really deep run. In comes across beyond the far post, overstruck from Mateus Fernandes, who I don't think has had a very good game, Clinton, in that West Ham midfield.
No, he hasn't. He's been disappointing. And you know what? He's been good for them this season as well, JP. He's been outstanding for them. But today he's just had one of them games where he's been off his game.
He's played a lot of football. He started the last 38 league games for Southampton and West Ham. Having moved from the Saints in August, he's been really one of West Ham's best players this season. But today has eluded him, and unless they can spark a miracle comeback in the last 12 minutes of the game, they're out. And that's a foul, I would think, by Disasi, tripping Wilfred Gnonto. Wilfred Gnonto's still only 22. I can't believe it. He's been around forever.
Yeah, he has. He burst onto the scene at such a young age, isn't he? And he just can't get into the team at the moment, but he's a talented individual.
Italian international. From a very young age, comes from Verbania, played for Inter, let's not forget, as a young boy. Here's Dominic Calvert-Lewin just outside the penalty area, angles the ball into the box. Somebody was arriving, it's loose, comes to Bogle, back in, it's going to be a third. Is it just wide the back heel? Goodness me, little back heel wide. The Gnonto again coming in from that far side.
Yeah. West Ham are all over the place at the moment, and yeah, it's a great little back heel from Gnonto. He's unlucky, so unlucky. It's the spin of the ball that takes it wide of the post, and it's the only thing he can do. His manager's disappointed, but his manager wouldn't have scored that.
A little will-o'-the-wisp player he is, and it was an impish touch wide beyond that far post. And I once asked, by the way, Daniel Farker what he was like as a player. He played lower league, he played for 7 lower league clubs, and he said, I'll quote, "I knew how to score, but I was the slowest striker in the league."
Yeah, so he wasn't getting into the box to get them chances then, was he?
Lovely bit of self-deprecation, though. He's a really nice character. He's really straightforward, speaks very eloquently, and I think he's deserving as a manager, Farker.
Yeah, you know what? There were question marks on him at the start of the season where he might have lost his job. I'm glad they stuck with him, because the Championship's not easy, JP, to get out of, and he's done ever so well. And then they think, because he was at Norwich, he never worked in the Premier League, but he stumbled on the formation against Man City, and they've never looked back since.
Little header back by Pablo for West Ham, and then they released Adama Traore on the left side. He'll run against Bogle, who's had a good game. Troubled in this second period by Traore's run. Traore drops his shoulder, goes left, then just rolls it back to Diouf. Swaps passes with Fernandez. Leeds well equipped on this near side. West Ham's attack fading out. Ooh, I think we've got a goal at Dens Park. David Donaldson.
Yeah, Celtic have managed to get their noses back in front. It was a great cross on the left-hand side, and there was substitute Kelechi Iheanacho to knock the ball into the back of net, much to the relief of all Celtic fans and everyone at the club. Celtic look like they're going to take 3 points. We've got about 6 minutes left of normal time, plus some stoppage time, of course, but it's Celtic a lead by 2 goals to 1.
There'll be 2 points off Rangers and a further point back off Hearts if they do hold on to that 2-1 scoreline. Here's Leeds looking for a third. Nonto free on the left-hand side. Calvert-Lewin through the middle. Nonto attacking, West Ham backing off. Nonto in the box, gets his shot away, blocked by the tall, burly figure of Disasi. And now Matheus Fernandes will try and run it clear. He's got no one really available. Bowen, who'd stayed forward, got hurt in the last attack as well offside. And every other West Ham player had come back into his own half. They need to be further up the pitch. Aronson busy for Leeds, wins back possession on the left-hand touchline on 5 Live, leading 2-0. They're moments away from Wembley, 10 minutes away from Wembley in the semi-final of the FA Cup. It's given away. Here's Bornau. Bornau for Leeds, decides to shoot. And Alphonse Areola, a bit of an unorthodox save, rose and double-handed, patted it over his own bar away for a corner.
West Ham need their full team. They need the likes of the Somervilles and the Callum Wilson and the experienced players to come back into their team for Friday night, because they've been just so poor. Even though they've had a goal in the second half, Leeds have showed the quality.
There is a hope that Somerville will be available for Friday night's game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Yet another 3 o'clock Saturday kickoff, moved to another time for West Ham United. Somerville's been out with a calf injury since the 9th of March. It's, I think, his 3rd injury this season. From a Leeds man himself, of course. Leeds fans are in fine spirits. Corner kick comes in for them. Areola comes, double-fisted punch, carries the ball outside the penalty area. Works out wide to Gruyev again. Yard in from the right touchline, 18 yards from the dead ball line. Angles the ball back to Bogle, chops across into the penalty area, cleared by Traore, back to him. The bearded Bogle into the centre circle, where little Wilfred Nonto's dropped back to collect. And on that left-hand side, they'll look to build again. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, flag stays down momentarily. He's into the penalty area. He's got a cross that deflects away for a corner, and he was onside. The flag stayed down. Corner kick Leeds, leading 2-0.
Yeah, Diassi tried to step up, but the timing of Dominic Calvert-Lewin run was really good, and he bided his time and won a corner off Walker Peters. He's looked sharp since he's come on, Calvert-Lewin.
He'll be so anxious. Can he win an England World Cup spot? Will he be left behind? It's going to be a corner kick. What must that be like to be a player? Well, I'll ask when we got a minute. I might ask you that, because you'd have been in the same situation, wouldn't you, with the Republic of Ireland? It's going to be a corner kick for Leeds on that far touchline from us. The Leeds United left. West Ham have all 11 back inside their penalty area, and it's a high lofted one. Alphonse Areola comes, gathers and gets it away. Was there anxiety in the Morrison household in the build-up to World Cups?
Yeah, you're always worried about if you're going to make it to the World Cup or not, but you've got to believe in yourself. And if you're scoring goals from now to the end of the season, that's all you can do.
Semi-final draw will be about 10 minutes after the final whistle. It'll be live on 606. Live right now on 5 Live is Davy Donaldson.
Yeah, Celtic leading by 2 goals to 1 here, and of course Dundee are now down to 10 men. It was a real terrible challenge by Ryan Astley, last man challenge on Yang, and referee Stephen McLeod had no hesitation, a straight red card. Celtic have about 2.5 minutes to end this game and try and hang on to these elusive 3 points, but they lead here by 2 goals to 1.
Whatever happens, it's been a terrific title tussle, hasn't it, in Scotland this season. We've got 6 minutes to go and counting a little bit. With stoppage time, I'd say 8, 9 maybe. It's going to be a throw into Leeds on their right. Ampadu will take it, wearing 4, captain's armband, orange on that left sleeve, holds the ball right-handed, one-handed on top of his head, brings it down, points into the box. Not got a great long run up for the throw, comes forward, springs into it, high loft and it, Bornau's underneath that one, headed away by Souček. Little header popped out wide by James, and now West Ham should clear it away, running out with Pablo. Has he got support? Look at little Nonto worrying him over there, and the pressure has paid off because the ricochet carries it back to Nonto, and the penalty here, square to Calvert-Lewin, little back heel, read by West Ham. Traore, who gets it away, got hurt as he did it. There's a shot from range by Ampadu that clunks into body. Traore again, I think it was, and it ricochets away to Jayden Bogle, who's had a strong game and has brought down free kick to Leeds United. Foul by Mateus Fernandes.
Yeah, West Ham want the final whistle. They're all over the place at the moment, and I think their concentration now is that big game on Friday night against Wolves, trying to pick up no injuries, because Leeds are dominant at the moment. They can't get out West Ham. 29
points they have. The team that finishes 4th bottom, may need 38. May need 38. Wolves at home, Palace away, Everton at home, which now will be a 3 o'clock Saturday kick-off, we think. Brentford away, Arsenal home, Newcastle away, Leeds at home on the last day. It's going to be very tight. Tottenham in there as well, in the mire, Forest in the mire as well. Here come Leeds United to take this free kick on this right-hand side. Ilya Gruev will take it, which means it'll be left-footed. He's got 4 to hit in the box, and West Ham have all 10 outfield players back. And it comes from Gruev all the way through, goal kick to West Ham United. 1 or 2 Leeds fans appealing for a foul challenge. I don't think it was on Pascal Strike, was it? Anyway, he's just trotting back now. He's okay, and a goal kick. They've been well worth it, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They've been brilliant, to be fair. From start to finish, Leeds. West Ham had a spell after half-time, Jonathan, for 15, 20 minutes, but Daniel Farke would have said that to his team. They're going to come at us, but they defended well. And you know what? They've had that attacking threat where they look like they'll score goals. West Ham has struggled in front of goal.
Lovely to work with Clinton today, and our producer, Rob Nothman, who's just told me in a quick note he's off to do some interviews afterwards. That means he'll be having 3 hot dogs and a couple of beers on the way down there. Doesn't need to go down yet, but he's chosen to go. Got off early. He's making his run early.
He's a great guy, though, isn't he, Rob?
He is.
Everyone loves Rob Nothman.
He's the guru. He's the guru of broadcasting.
He taught me anyway, so...
Really?
Blame Rob.
So he's not necessarily the guru of broadcasting.
No, he's not. He's bang average, if he taught me.
West Ham on its centre circle, trailing 0-2. Out to Traore on the left-hand side. The ball rolls under his foot. That's Adama Traore all over there.
Yeah, he has a lot of positives, and then he has a lot of negatives. If he can just fine-tune his game, he could be outstanding for West Ham from now to the end of the season.
Really strong performance by Leeds here. This is a signpost performance. If they can replicate this against Manchester United away, I think Wolves at home is going to be tricky. The Bournemouth game will now be played on another day. Then they've got Burnley home, Tottenham away, Brighton home, West Ham away. Then they'll be in a very good place. And I think they've worked really hard to keep their place in the Premier League, having come up. Fernandes will take a free kick for West Ham, but with 2.5 to go, it looks a lost cause. And there are lots of empty spaces now in a stadium that was brimful and cacophonous with din. Fernandes on the halfway line. 10 yards away is Kilman. Square of him is Disasi. Disasi has Walker-Peters out wide to the right-hand side. Thinks about a pass. Changes his mind. West Ham fans getting frustrated again, but there's no movement up top. No movement up top at all. Effectively got 2 centre-forwards on, Pablo and Castellanos. Is Pablo coming to the ball? Souček is just to the right of Fernandes. There's no way through. No way through, Clinton, for them.
No, there's no way through. And I think Pablo's struggled since he's come to West Ham. It's going to take him a bit of time to adapt.
Only a young player.
Exactly, so he's still got time.
Brought in for the future. Here's Souček. Still very much part of West Ham's present. Thomas Souček, what a good player he's been here. Now Traore. He's got 2 men on him now. They're doubling up on him. He doesn't fancy his chances skips beyond Bogle, just got a deflection on it, ball carries wide, so he pulls it back, in comes a dangerous cross from Juve, it's headed away, wasn't a bad ball in at all, but Leeds muster enough strength and resolution to get it away, and now they cross the halfway line, and Aronson is speeding off after it, and Lonto's on the far side. They've got men arriving very late as well. Aronson to Bogle inside the penalty area. Bogle shoots over the bar, stays 2-0.
Yeah, if I'm a centre forward, I'm going mad at Bogle. I'm saying you're a right back, stick to what you do defending. Square that for me to get a tap in. Nonto and Dominic Calvin-Lewin has burst their gut to get into the box. But it's a good break again from Leeds, who will look more dangerous every time they've gone forward this afternoon.
Goal kick to West Ham. The Leeds 9,000 hold firm. West Ham fans have drifted away to get home early in the late Easter Sunday sunshine. Been a lovely day. Blue skies overhead. The 1 or 2 threatening grey clouds have scudded away. 1 or 2 still to be seen away to the right-hand side. There's a airline exhaust fume tracer way above us, coming from the southeast somewhere. West Ham have possession. Fernandez. Here's Troy. 5 yards of space. Left-hand touchline. Hesitant. If he runs at defender, he gets joy. He then goes up through the gears, runs at Bogle and wins a free kick.
Yeah, I know. I said before the game, Nuno, I think, should have started him on the left in that first half and Bowen on the right. And 11 minutes they've got, you know. People have left early, Jonathan.
11 minutes?
Yeah, 11 minutes.
What did I guesstimate? 3. There you are.
There was a lot of people down with injuries.
Imas has not been any good. We've got a free kick here to West Ham United in dangerous territory. I'll be going to Dundee in just a couple of seconds' time. Let's see how this free kick pans out. Fernandez left arm raised, stands over it. Can they get the ball into the penalty area here dangerously? Can they make an FA Cup tie of it with 11 minutes of stoppage time just played? Poor free kick. Comes back out to him though. He's got a second chance to get the cross in. In it comes now. The cross from Traore. Header one. Goal kick. Decent chance, gone wide. Let's go to Dens Park and join David Donaldson.
Yeah, Dundee 1, Celtic 2. We've got about 2 minutes left of injury time for Celtic to hang on, albeit against 10 men after Astley was sent off for that last man challenge. But yeah, Celtic dominating possession. No wonder with the extra man, and they simply, all they have to do is hang on to this lead, and they will go to within 3 points of Hearts at the top of the table. They lead by 2-1.
Hearts also had Mark Leonard sent off in their 2-2 draw at Livingston. Goals from Shankland and Braga again for Hearts, but Smith and Stevie May for Livingston in that game. Now West Ham United's right back Walker Peters has it very deep. Square to his left 10 yards away is the tall Kilman wearing turquoise boots, and out to the left hand side he finds Juve. That's a good angle ball up to the edge of the penalty area, ball under control by Pablo, who's on the side. As he turned to his left, he ran into trouble, turned the wrong way really, and Leeds can clear, but Calvert-Lewin couldn't hold it up. So check for West Ham United. We've had nigh on 2 minutes of stoppage time of the 11 allowed by the referee. As a long ball comes to the edge of the penalty area. Well, 3 or 4 Leeds players injured in this second half, but 11 minutes. Traore with the cross deep to the far side, misjudgment over there by James. Bowen has it for West Ham, turns outside the penalty, gets it shot away off the inside of the post, and the rebound is rattled in by Mateus Fernandez, and West Ham have the arrears, and we have a cup tie again.
Yeah, we do. Listen, there's still another 9 minutes to go, to be fair. I think all those fans that have left want to start running back in now because they didn't know there was going to be that much of added time. But yeah, he's unlucky, Bowen, but Fernandez has had a quiet game, and they will get another big chance in this game, Jonathan.
2-1 to Leeds. And the West Ham fans left in find their voices again. Extraordinary. Bowen with a terrific effort off the woodwork, and Fernandez was on hand to nudge the return in. 2-1 now, his first goal since January, his 4th of the season, a very good season for him. And listen to the West Ham fans who are here making their noise. About half of them have left, I would guesstimate. Don't take my guesstimates for anything. West Ham cleared away to Fernandez. Got Souček inside him square. Back it comes to El Hadji Diouf. into the penalty area. Kilman finds goalkeeper Areola. Areola clears away. This stadium is incredible, by the way. If West Ham get a run in a game, it suddenly turns into a cauldron. But they've given the ball away to Aronson. Aronson bowled over, clumsy challenge. Didn't need to make the challenges the way he did Fernandez. Free kick to Leeds halfway inside the West Ham half as they lead 2-1. I've just seen a picture of a West Ham fan who's going up the steps to go to the entrance on the far side. He's turned around and come back. In fact, quite a lot of them are coming back in.
I'm telling you, they would have got right to the end because it's a bit of a trek to get out, and then they heard a noise and they're like, uh-oh, we're going back in. We've still got another 7-8 minutes to go. Do not leave a game early. This is why it's the best sport in the world.
Nonto, edge of the penalty area to James. Back out to Nonto, yard in from the touchline, runs into the West Ham half, in comes the cross, seen off back there by Disasi. Disasi finds Walker-Peters. He puts his foot on the ball, rolls the foot over the ball. He's down by the dead ball line into Disasi, who clears his line. Let's quickly go up to Dundee against Celtic. David Olsen.
Yeah, Celtic have won here by 2-1. They go to within 3 points of Hearts, and it's Kelechi Iheanacho, the man with the goal, 8 minutes from time. Good cross to the left. Iheanacho turned and smashed it into the back of the net. Dundee 1, Celtic 2.
Couple of points off Rangers as well now in the table, as West Ham will bring it away. Not exactly cock-a-hoot now, but belief has been restored. Traore can have a run against his defender. Leeds have sent 3 across to deal with him. In comes a cross. Quick tune near the goalkeeper, who flops on it and holds on to the ball, Lucas Perry.
I don't think that's a bad ball though, JP. I think you know what's coming in. So those strikers have to gamble. They have to get in there and gamble.
So very rarely see a gambling run from a centre forward from right to left to that sort of a cross. Seems to have become a bit of a dying art, the sort of run that Lineker would have made, that Shearer would have made, the big centre forwards, the big goal scorers would have made. As West Ham United clear their lines, Clinton Morrison, of course, would have made.
Thanks for putting me in that breath.
Oh, well, there you are, mate. West Ham have it. Well, Haji Diouf, there is belief where there was none, where there was despair. There is optimism now. Can they do it? It would be a famous comeback. Adama Traore between touchline and the penalty. In comes across.
Oh!
They've done it. It's forced in. Disasi at the far post. It's 2-2.
I don't know if it is Disasi, or if it's an own goal. I ain't quite sure, but Diouf was moaning at Traore. Give the ball to Traore. All these West Ham fans that left, they see you later. You're all probably at the train station. You've got to come back. We could have extra time.
Astonishing. Strikes, bent forward, head in hands.
I think it might be an own goal, JP. I need to look again. I think Strike heads the ball into his own goal. I don't understand where he is or what he's doing. I might be wrong, though.
Well,
because he is celebrating.
Yeah, he's celebrating as if he's won the World Cup.
Yeah.
2-2. The goal is given by the West Ham PA for Disasi. Let's have a look. Lovely cross. Well, Disasi lifts his foot across the face of Strike. It's actually quite a high boot. I think the direction the ball would suggest that's an own goal.
It's an own goal, but it's a high foot as well. VAR will be checking. This is going to be disallowed. It's a high foot on Strike, yeah? Strike heads it and the foot is high.
Very high.
So I think they could disallow this.
Well, the Leeds players have surrounded the referee.
Yeah, it's a high foot and he's super high. And he catches Strike. He don't touch it, Diassi.
Drama on drama.
I've seen him give loads of high foot earlier on in the game, and that is a high foot, so I think it could be disallowed. I think VAR might say to him, go and have a look.
It's being VAR.
Yeah, because his foot is high. It's a high one. Even though, JP, I'm a centre forward, I'm going for it. You have to do it. He's given the goal. He's given the goal.
He's given the goal. He's given the goal. Well, Daniel Parker will fume in his quite unassuming way down there, hands in pocket of his padded jacket. Leeds fans in utter consternation. It's 2-2 and West Ham United have turned this cup tie on its head. Absolutely astonishing. The first goal was on 90 plus 2, and I think that was 90 plus 6, something like that. And after a VAR check, I'm not too sure how they've seen the VAR they can give it, but there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, seeing pictures of a little Leeds lad crying in the arms of his dad, and a West Ham supporter hoists the scarf 90 plus 6 and 90 plus 3. The 2 West Ham United goals confirmed. 2-2. You never, ever could see this coming, Clinton.
No, never, to be fair. I think Leeds thought they won it and took their foot off the gas, but credit to West Ham, they kept on going and going, and they're going for the winner. They don't want extra time. They got a big game Friday night.
This could galvanise their season, let alone today. If they can turn a 0-2 into a win and carry that into Friday against Wolves here, and it could have an absolutely deflating effect on Leeds United, who've played so well today. 99 minutes on the clock, and I think the question needs to be asked, where were the 11 minutes from? It's headed away at the back for Leeds by James from a high pump West Ham free kick, reaches for the ball straight, heads it out. Now Souček to Bowen, so much better on the right hand side, and he's forced to throw in, and 1 or 2 Leeds players are looking at each other and asking questions. Body language not great at the moment. West Ham buoyant at 2-2 on 5 Live. What drama we've given you again today here. Last night, Southampton creating the fairy tale win over Arsenal. Manchester City cruising beyond Liverpool, and Chelsea cruising against Port Vale. This has been thunderous stuff late on here. Fernandez to hoik across high into the Leeds box. It just drifts away from the penalty area, and Aronson should clear. Under pressure from Traore, the ball lifts away to the left, and Nonto heads it forward straight to a West Ham shirt. Bowen to Traore. Traore tries to return the compliment. Castellanos putting pressure there on the Leeds defender, who will bring it away and pump it to the halfway line. Dominic Calvert-Lewin spins it wide to Nonto, and out of play it goes, and West Ham in a hurry to get on with it. We've been playing 10 minutes of stoppage time. 45 seconds left before we go to an additional 30. And here's El Hadji Diouf. They're going to win it in normal time. It has to be there. Traore was away, but the ball had too much pace, and is gathered up by Lucas Perry. They will not be able to believe how this has slipped away from them.
I can't believe it. I was on my way out, and now I'm going for another half an hour. And look at that stadium, JP. It was empty.
Well, but Nonto's in on goal here. Can he get into the penalty area? No, Walker-Peters just got back at him and angles the clearance to the far side. Been so dramatic.
Bad touch from Nonto. Brilliant header from Calvert-Lewin, but good recovery from Walker-Peters.
Done well since he came on, Calvert-Lewin.
He has.
Leeds have possession. One last attack. We've had 11 minutes of stoppage time.
Oh, you don't foul there.
Oh, Fernandez has given away a silly free kick. Fouling Nonto between box and far touchline.
And you know when I meant out, JP, I didn't mean out. I meant out leaving the ground.
You don't want to go out with Clinton Morrison when he goes out.
No, I didn't mean out. I meant out leaving the ground.
It's going to be a free kick to Leeds. 2-2.
Could we, JP? Could we?
Gruev with it. West Ham with all back. Leeds with what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the penalty area. 6 in the penalty area. One was just hidden in the wall there. It's Ampadu, I think. But Gruev will take this, not the wall, the line of West Ham defenders just outside their 6-yard box. They're all lined up in there. What, 3, 7 West Ham players? Bowen just standing a yard further up the pitch than them. In comes surely the last free kick of the game. Gruev, Dominic Calvert-Lewin lofts a header in. It's gathered by Areola, and he'll quickly throw it away, and they've got a 3-on-2. The ball thrown out wide towards the left-hand side, and Hadji Diouf putting pressure and winning the ball back unfairly. It's a free kick to Leeds United, and that surely should be it. We go to extra time. Well, there's a little bit of argument going on down there between Ampadu and Diouf, and it's going to be a free kick the Leeds will take and pump forward. They couldn't see it out. They just couldn't see it out. And the free kick will be left for Lucas Perry to come forward, ambling up, sending a few seconds of time drifting away. We've now been playing 103 minutes at the London Stadium. Pulsating end to the game. Perry's high hoist, the referee blows his whistle. And Leeds, who look so secure with a 25th minute goal by Tanaka and the 74th minute penalty by Calvert-Lewin, will have to play again an extra half an hour. 2 stoppage time goals, Hernandez, and then that dramatic own goal by Strike. And we go to extra time at 2-2.
Clinton, clearly the Leeds fans are going to be really angry about that equalising goal. I suppose the mitigating factor is Strauch has not been hurt there.
No.
He only starts rubbing his head when he realises there's an opportunity he might get something. But the boot's still high.
Of course it's high, and I've seen decisions throughout the whole game when there's high boot, but I don't know, it's one of them decisions like where you get frustrated. If you're Leeds, you're frustrated, but if you're West Ham, you're happy. I want to see goals like that standing anyway, Crossy. If he's going for the ball and he's trying to score and he doesn't hurt the defender, I want goals to stand like that. But I understand why Leeds are frustrated, because if I was a Leeds player, I'd be disappointed for high foot.
And if you were a Leeds player, how would you be feeling right now? It was yours, it was done, it was Wembley. First time in 39 years.
Yeah, I think the 11 minutes of added on time, Daniel Farker weren't happy about the 11 minutes, but there had been a lot of players going down and a lot of injuries, and they'll be disappointed. I think they won it. I think they thought they'd won it. Took their foot off the pedal, weren't clinical enough when they had breaks at 2-0. And credit West Ham, a bit of brilliance from Jared Bowen, and Fernandez scores, and then they obviously get the equaliser, and they're in the ascendancy now at the moment. The only thing is Crossy, West Ham didn't need this extra time with their big game on Friday.
Back with you guys very, very shortly for full commentary of extra time and penalties if we need it. In Scotland earlier it finished Livingston 2, Hearts 2, so Hearts went back to the top, a point above Rangers. Celtic had to take advantage at Dundee, and they did, Davy Donaldson.
Yeah, they did. It's finished Dundee 1, Celtic 2, but they certainly left it late, Celtic. But they do move to within 3 points of leaders Hearts. Nygren gave them the perfect start after 8 minutes when he put them in front. Thomas Chavakankara was unlucky not to make it 2-0 when his shot came back off the post. But Dundee were given a penalty in the second half after Colby Donovan's handball inside the area. Up stepped captain Simon Murray, who scored from the spot to make it 1-1. And you have to say at that point it looked like that may end up being the full-time score. Celtic throwing everything at it. 8 minutes to go. A cross on the left was turned in by Kelechi Iheanacho, the substitute, much to the relief of everyone at Celtic. Ryan Astley was sent off for a straight red card later on. But yeah, I mean, a great result for Celtic. It moves them, as I say, within 3 points of Hearts, 2 points of rivals Rangers as well. So a big afternoon for Celtic. And who knows how big this afternoon could be in the race for the title.
Lines open for 606 08085 909 693, after which it'll be time for live boxing. Caroline Dubois against Terry Harper for the WBC and WBO Lightweight World Championships at the Kensington Olympia. Undercard starts on Sports Extra from 7. Unbeaten British fighter Fran Hennessy is part of the team. Fran, what are you expecting?
I'm expecting a great night of boxing ahead of us here, you know, all world title fights. You know, I'm really looking forward to it.
All good fights need a bit of bad blood, and this has it, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You know, this fight I think is drawing everyone's attention, you know, from the bad blood, the back and forth, you know, so I'm really looking forward to seeing these two girls get at it today. Yeah, it's really caught my attention.
You're unbeaten. What is the mentality that you need to take into a fight of this size?
Just always believing in yourself, being confident in your work, knowing exactly what you're doing, exactly who you are, exactly where you are. Knowing it's the right time, you know, self-belief's a massive thing, and I believe you have to have that in this game.
Brilliant, Fran. Thank you very much indeed. Unbeaten British fighter Fran Hennessy, part of the team. Undercard on Sports Extra from 7. Then full commentary of Caroline Dubois against Terry Harper. Another good one for 606. Brighton through to the Women's FA Cup semi-final. They shocked Arsenal, beat them by 2-0 earlier. They've been joined in the last 4 by Liverpool, who needed extra time at the Valley to knock out second-tier Charlton. There are 2 more quarter-final ties tomorrow. Chelsea versus Tottenham, Birmingham versus Manchester City. During 606, you will get the draw for the men's FA Cup semi-finals. We thought, we were sure, we were certain Leeds United were going to be there. Now they face extra time at the London Stadium. Jonathan.
It really has turned into some story, this, to end the quarter-final weekend. Real drama at the London Stadium, and the West Ham fans are blowing bubbles here in fine voice, the ones that are left, because with, well, more than 10 minutes to go, when that penalty was taken by Calvert-Lewin, as a quarter of an hour to go, they started streaming away. It was a penalty, it was 2-0 leads, and West Ham's cause looked absolutely forlorn. And yet it's 2-2 here And do they look the stronger team for you now, Clinton?
Yeah, West Ham look the stronger. They got the momentum, but Leeds have to regroup. Whatever Daniel Farke would have said in their huddle and what the players are saying in their huddle now, they need to regroup and go again, because they were outstanding. For 90 minutes, they were outstanding. It was the 11 minutes of adding on time where they thought the game was over, where they crumbled, and they conceded one and then conceded a second one. So we could have the penalties, and you know what West Ham did in the last round? They took fantastic penalties.
Leeds United can, of course, make an additional change. So can West Ham, and West Ham have only made 2 changes in the game, both at half-time, and Souček and Pablo came on. The main change was when Traore switched
to the left. Yeah, he's been effective in that second half on the left-hand side.
Well, we're nearly ready to go at the start of the extra time period then. Leeds all in blue will kick us off and underway for the extra half hour. Lucas Perry all in orange will pump long into the lead, into the West Ham half. Calvert-Lewin heads on and West Ham United clear. The ball bounces over the bearded Pablo's got one of those big King George beards, very thick and lustrous on that far side. As West Ham bounce the ball. Oh, dangerous on the edge of the penalty. The keeper's come, made no contact, and it's in! It's in, Castellanos! A freak goal! A horrible moment for Luca Perry, who advanced out of his penalty area and misjudged the ball in the air, and the header dropped out wide towards the left-hand side of the penalty area, and Castellanos lobbed it back in, and though they tried to clear it away, it was behind the line, and it's West Ham 3, Leeds 2.
I don't know for the life of me what Perry's doing, but Castellanos, it is an unbelievable finish, JP. From the angle that he has no right to score from there, but I don't know what Perry's doing. I've seen him make a few mistakes this season, and I don't know why you change your goalkeepers and big. He might be offside. He might be offside. He might be offside, you know. It's a close one, to be fair, but yeah, Perry totally misjudged it, and Castellanos finishes outstanding. But has he got himself back on side? That is the big question.
It's a brilliant finish, by the way.
Unbelievable.
Hooked it left foot first time from the far side of the penalty area. They are checking for offside. This is going to get ruled out.
Yeah.
Great effort to try and keep it out by Strauch. He hit the ball against his post, it bounced out, but it had already been behind the line.
Yeah, I don't think he gets back on side in time. So I think Perry gets away with it, yeah. Offside.
Offside, listen to the Leeds roar. Drama on drama.
He's a lucky, lucky boy, Perry. Very lucky, lucky boy.
Astonishing, this. Agatha Christie comes to the FA Cup. Twists and turns.
Look at that. It's just the... I couldn't play in this VAR, JP. All my goals would have been chalked off.
He's leaning. His upper body is offside.
He's just offside. So tight.
No daylight there. Arsene Wenger's daylight, will that ever be brought in? We'll wait and see, but that was his upper body dip forward, if you like. Well, a real let-off for Leeds. Real let-off. And now it's Areola to pump long, looking for Pablo as he lifts a foot and stretches a foot. He couldn't make contact. Ampadu tidies a nice ball round the corner, and off goes Bogle, scampering down the left, and it's a 4-on-3. Bogle has it. Aronson is in support. Bogle carries it to the far side. It's away by Walker-Peters. Driven back in. Nearly in by James. It's possibly cleared. And Nonto skies it wide. Walker-Peters off the line. We've had a disallowed goal and one off the line in 3 minutes of extra time.
Unbelievable. The Nonto finish is terrible, but it's brilliant from Bogle. And he picks up. Can he pick out the right pass? He doesn't. It's good defending. And it comes to Justin, I think. And it's a great clearance. It's Areola and Souček that made the clearance. And then it comes to Nonto and he plays his high and wide. This is some cup tie.
That was astonishing there. The one off the line by Walker-Peters, then another one by Souček and the save. Splendid defence by West Ham. Real unity back there. But Leeds United so close to a third goal, just after West Ham had one struck off as well. Oof, I'm too old for this. Headed forward for Leeds United, Ampadu into the West Ham half, and Bogle's up there to jump, sprung there in the air and headed forward. Comes back into the Leeds half, and Sebastian Bornau too tight to the line for a touch there. Plays it out for a West Ham throw. 2-2, and West Ham have possession on that far side. Traore waits for it just down the line, but he's not really pushing on. Pablo wants it further down the line. It's all on the left for West Ham United. 2-2. Some game of football this has turned out to be. They hoist it further forward for Castellanos. Well dealt with back there by Buyot. Buyot play well, Strikes play well for Leeds United in that back five. West Ham throw, though they're edging forward. They're now halfway inside the Leeds half. Throwing tight, just inside to Pablo, who's surrounded by Leeds players, but it breaks to Traore, who goes up through the gears, hoists a crossing. James's header drops to Walker-Peters inside the penalty area, shoots low, and Perry diving to his right-hand side makes a secure save.
Yeah, he never looked comfortable, Walker-Peters. Should have played that into Jared Bowen. Not renowned for his goal scoring, but good play again on the left from Traore.
An astonishing game this has turned out to be. And it's still very much in the balance. By the way, that equalising goal has now been officially given to Axel Disasi. Even though it looked as if it was Strike's header, Disasi must have got some touch on it. Here's now James Justin for Leeds. Down the line is Nonto, just outside the West Ham penalty. Nonto falls on his backside, picks himself up, cuts it into the penalty area where Disasi lumps it away. Proper old cup tie this. Leeds trying to build with more measured football now. 5-yard passing. Strike. Make that a 10-yard pass. Away towards Billon and on to the centre circle. Ampadu. Angled pass to Bornau. Left-hand touchline as far as West Ham will see it. Good run forward here by Bogle to the Liverpool line. Pulls the cross back and it's seen by Areola, who rolls it away, and West Ham will come again. And as Clinton was saying, Wolverhampton Wanderers will be looking on at this game and licking their lips. They come here Friday in the Premier League, and West Ham United will not have wanted extra time.
Definitely not. And it's like a basketball match. It's end-to-end at the moment.
Will it go to penalties? Both have had their penalty shootout drama in the competition. West Ham beating Brentford after a 2-2 here in the last round. And Leeds forced into a replay after a 1-1 at Birmingham in the previous round. Nonto scampering down the left, plays into Calvert-Lewin on the halfway line. Good football, back to Ampadu. Ampadu over the top. Nonto is there, but so too, arriving at the ball first, was Alphonse Areola. 5 Live from the BBC. On the day that Hearts drew at Livingston and Celtic squeezed past Dundee 2-1 late on. On the day that Arsenal's women went out of the FA Cup 24 hours after their men did. Beaten at home by Brighton 2-0, a big surprise. And Liverpool women made the last 4, winning in extra time at Charlton. And don't forget, live Champions League quarter-final commentary for you on Tuesday and Wednesday. Arsenal Tuesday go to Sporting, Wednesday Liverpool go to PSG. We got the Masters coming your way on Thursday as well on 5 Live and 5 Sports Extra. Starts 8 o'clock. Wonderful team 5 Live have over there. Great to listen to, that is. Bornau deflects the ball off Traore. 1 or 2 of the players beginning to suck in the breaths now, and that'll be a throw to Leeds. Pace of the game has dropped off. Not surprising, they couldn't maintain that last mad 15 minutes.
No, definitely. I think some of the West Ham players were playing on adrenaline as well. Leeds have settled it down now.
Well, West Ham thought they got off to that electric start to extra time. We've been playing 8 minutes of it, and it's just shuffled back to Areola by Pablo. He opens things up by passing away to Walker-Peters under pressure from Nonto. He's given it away, and here's Gruev for Leeds United, advancing to the penalty area, shoots wide, slightly leaning off it, and the shot was always going to go wide left.
Yeah, it's poor, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin's letting him know he's got no chance of scoring from that angle. He's got to look for Calvert-Lewin there.
Calvert-Lewin's penalty for Leeds took his tally this season to 11. Will he be in that England squad? Just in a replay, that was a bad hit by Gruev, really. On as one of the Leeds United substitutes. I've lost track how many substitutes they've made, to be honest. Calvert-Lewin, Gruev came on.
Still got Joe Pirro, so I'm surprised they haven't brought him on yet.
Can still come on.
Yep.
Away from the goalkeeper, then met in the air. Good clean leap by Strauch. but West Ham pick up possession, and they have Fernandes away down the right-hand side. He's into the penalty area, scrapes a cross in. It's a goal. It's saved once again by the goalkeeper Perry to deny West Ham. Second cross back into the middle, and Leeds United will get it away. Anxious moments for Leeds though, as West Ham on attack down that left-hand side. It was a good stop by Perry. And Leeds look for Traore. His cross is deflected behind for a corner, is it? Still in play. He has to battle for it. He finds Diouf from a deeper angle. Diouf 10 yards behind him has Kilman. Diouf now, from Kilman's pass, opens things up, playing it backward of square to a central area, halfway inside the Leeds half. Disassi goes left again. On the edge of the D, they have Pablo in there, they have Castellanos in there. They can't get across it.
Yeah, it was good save from Perry. I was critical of him from obviously the offside goal, but that's a good save. He spreads himself ever so well. He doesn't know much about it, hits his face, but that's what goalkeepers do. Really good save.
Castellanos it was, hooking it on, saved. I think he saved it with his head.
Yeah, he did.
Lucas Perry. They will count. Throw to West Ham United. Into the penalty area it goes, partially cleared away. West Ham get it back. Waiting to get across it. Traore takes on one, can't take on two. Aronson doubled up over there, and Leeds cleared away, but they stay deep. West Ham have it with Disassi. Looks for his goalkeeper. Areola returns it to the French international. Family of Congolese and Angolan descent. The World Cup player from 22 in Qatar. Areola clears it away, comes off strike. West Ham have an opportunity to find Bowen. Drives in a shot, off the woodwork again. Comes back out, and it's offside against Pablo as he forces the ball home. Another one's been disallowed.
Oh, the strike from Bowen's outstanding, to be fair. It's a brilliant strike, and I think Pablo's he's in an offside position. Does he? Yeah, he's offside. He's well offside. Doesn't even get himself back on. Well offside.
That's poor from him, really. Lack of concentration.
Strike from Bowen's outstanding, to be fair. It's a brilliant strike, but got to get back on side. Lazy centre forward play.
2 extra time goals ruled out for West Ham for offside. Coach Nuno can't quite believe it. And now Leeds United have possession with Biot. Looks long down the right-hand side. Jayden Bogle has run his heart out for Leeds, up and back all day. And he's right over there by the corner flag now. Yeah, pressure on the defender.
He's got energy. He can run all day.
Over the halfway line comes Castellanos. Lovely spun ball, beautiful. Bowen, right-hand corner of the penalty area, leads the stretch. Bowen goes to bend it, bends it wide, claims the corner, and now he's offside.
I've done the flag. I see from 2 minutes ago he was offside. So I just don't understand why the linesmen don't just put their flag up. I understand you have to do it if it's tight, but I could see he was a couple of yards offside, Jared Bowen.
Grueling for the players out there, wearying, and still we go on. We've had 12 minutes of the first half of extra time, and the spectre of penalties looms. When you've had 2 goals disallowed for offside at this late on in the game, you start to think this may not be our day, and Leeds might start to think, you know what, this could yet be our day.
Yeah.
Strike plays right-hand side of his defence, picked up by Jacopillo, who's tumbled under a little bit of pressure from Pablo, goes down, free kick.
Thing is, it looks like there's only one team at the moment, and that's West Ham. I know Leeds has a chance with Justin from good play by Bogle, but yeah, it only looks like one team at the moment. It's West Ham that have been unlucky to disallow goals for offside in this first period of extra time.
Well, they're taking their time over this free kick, Leeds. I think you'll find in the end it'll be James Justin who would take it on that far side. He's settling the ball down. He's been playing left back, but he's a right-footed player predominantly. So he'll curl this in, slightly curl it away from goal. Calvert-Lewin is furthest forward Leeds player. Ball now is up from the back, so too Strack, so too Ampadu. In comes that free kick now into the penalty area. Areola gathers unopposed in his midriff and quickly throws out to Fernandes. As Diouf burrowing away on that left-hand side, but changes to the right touchline with a lovely floated 40-yard ball. Walker-Peters trundles on then for West Ham. Torrey comes to this near touchline. Don't think they really want him over here. Now it's Pablo, tall, bearded, from Braga in Portugal. West Ham have it with Kilman, who gave away the penalty from which Calvert-Lewin scored, and Leeds seem home and hose and heading for the big magical arch over Wembley Stadium. But it's all changed. They have a free kick now, though, taken very quickly. We're into the last 30 seconds of the first half of extra time, and they've got space for Aronson to drive. Aronson out wide to Bogle, far side from us. Calvert-Lewin wants it in the penalty area. Lovely challenge. Well, that's a proper fullback challenge. Juve glued, eyes glued to the ball. Finds Traore. Traore for West Ham United, skips past the challenge of Strike, moves to his left-hand side, breezes beyond Ampadu. This is promising for West Ham. He's got Duke wide, releases the fullback. Duke crashes a cross shot wide when he had three in the middle.
So poor, by the way. If I'm Adama Traore, I'm fuming at him. It's brilliant from Adama Traore. He beats 3 or 4. Why is Juve trying to beat Perry at the near post? Drill it into the far corner. It's brilliant from Adama Traore. And we've been so critical of him, but he does ever so well. If you drill it into that far corner, you've got a great opportunity, and you've got players coming in at the back post.
Missed opportunity for West Ham. We're into 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of 15 minutes of the first half of extra time. We had 11 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this game started on Thursday, I'm sure.
And it's going to end on Monday.
It's ridiculous. On we go. Underneath it is Juve. Juve, who's hoisted away to Bowen, facing his own half. Edges it back to Fernandes, pressurised in there by Gruev, who's worked hard since he's come on, and Souček back to the goalkeeper, who lumps it out of play.
This is one of the best I've done, though. FA Cup ties. I've been in some good ones this season, but I feel like this is up there with the best one I've done.
No, this is my second of the weekend, having commentated on Manchester City against Liverpool.
Oh, that was some game.
Liverpool were forlorn, though, defensively.
Yeah.
This is Manchester City were brilliant, and this is a more higgledy-piggledy one. Calvert-Lewin heads on to Nonto, attacking the penalty area. He's pulled back in there, I think, just outside the box. He tried to burrow into the box. I think Walker-Peters just pulled back on him, and it's going to be a free kick. Walker-Peters might get yellow here.
Yeah, he is going to get booked, and you know, like, he's cramping up, and this is where you probably need, you know, your experienced players on the bench that you didn't name on your bench.
Well, they have youngsters on the bench: Ezra Myers, Joshua Jala, Finley Herrick, the young substitute goalkeeper, Kleber Lamadrid. Who else is on there? Aridas.
Ollie Scarves can come on. He's played a few times.
Yeah, he's a fullback.
Yeah. Him and Myers have played them a few games in the first team this season.
He's played, Myers has played 9, I think. Scarves has played more than that. And he's played in every cup tie. It'll be one of those, though, I think. Do we have a free kick for Leeds? We've played 107 minutes. So we played 17 minutes of extra time. So we're now into discretionary time at the end of stoppage time, and the first half extra time to the far side. Oh, it's a horrible free kick.
He's kicked a balloon, he has. He's kicked a balloon. It's not even a medicine ball, he's kicked a balloon.
Great line there. That's a goal kick. Half-time, extra time. Oh, goodness me. It stays 2-2. But West Ham have had the ball in the back of the net twice in this extra time period. Sensational. Steve, what have we made of the first half of extra time, Crossy?
I mean, I'm exhausted just watching, Jonathan, to be honest with you. We've got the boxing later. By the end of this extra time, especially with all the added time we had in both halves, they're just going to be like punch-drunk boxers going after each other, aren't they?
Yeah, I think you're right, Crossy. To be fair, where's he get the 2 minutes of added on time after extra time? He must be enjoying it.
They don't need this, the players, do they?
He must have to get his steps in or his runs in, Craig Pawson or something. Must have to hit his target. But the players don't need it, you're right. In particular, the West Ham players don't need it. But it's been a brilliant game, hasn't it, Crossy? 2 offside goals in this extra time. West Ham look the most likely at the minute, though.
I'm just watching Clinton. I don't know if you can see that. Adama Traore is down there, and Disasi is down there. And they're basically, Disasi's basically having his calves just sort of shaking around at the minute to try and get rid of the lactic. Adama looks like he can play another hour.
Yeah, he can, but he probably wouldn't be starting on Friday night, but Diassi will be starting on Friday night. But yeah, Adama's been a threat. What about when he just picks the ball up and drives and plays it to Chuff? Juff's got to do better than that. But that's what he is. He's a moments kind of player, isn't he, Adama Traore? He gets you off your seat.
It's starting to feel, Clinton, like West Ham have the edge, which probably means Leeds will win.
Yeah, we always get it wrong, don't we? If we look at it like that, we say West Ham look the most likely at the minute, and probably Leeds will score on the counter-attack. I think Joe Pirro is going to come on, and he could have a say. He hasn't had a good season for Leeds, and he hasn't had many opportunities, but I think he could come on and he could grab the winner. He's a goal scorer, but West Ham look the most likely. You're spot on, Crossy.
In the same way, Clinton, as I'm really just here now to give Jonathan a well-deserved 30 to 45 seconds off, as a player, what can you do? I mean, they are throwing down liquid right now just to try and find some extra energy.
Yeah, you're knackered. By now, I'm substituted off, Crossy. I don't even make extra time, by the way. I'm cramping.
Even
all
if they didn't put the board up, you just,
yeah, I'm still off. I'm still off. I'm gone, mate. I'm gone. So credit to these players and their fitness, and they got to keep going. But I think West Ham fans, they got to keep on driving. Their fans are driving them. The Leeds fans are a bit quiet behind the goal, but that's to be expected. But in this last 15 minutes, they got to drive each other home. It just takes a moment. You don't want the dreaded penalties because you don't want to be the person to miss the penalties. And there's pictures of Danny Dyer.
Yeah,
He's loving
that.
Life. Have you seen that? Absolutely loving life, singing. Imagine if they win. Crazy.
Singing along from Free From Desire. And there's also, there's something, Clinton, about a fan in this situation. You know, you just get wonderfully delirious about a period of extra time that neither sets of players need, really. I mean, it's great. It's the FA Cup. It's great.
Oh, it's great, to be fair. But you know what? I'm telling you now, Crossy, those fans that left, there was a lot of empty seats in there, West Ham fans that left. They'll be absolutely gutted if their team go on and win because they've missed a great FA Cup tie. Shouldn't leave before the end. They probably didn't think there was going to be 11 minutes of added on time. Brilliant.
Yeah, right. Well, we're just about ready to get back underway again. You asked earlier, Jonathan, something about Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. I hope you've had your Acme energy drink.
Yeah, that's right. I've added it all up, you know, the extra time.
Oh, yeah, go on.
The stoppage time at the end of both halves. We've been playing 122 minutes of football. Crazy. 122 minutes already. Oh, and there's two substitutes. Scarles is coming on. And is that Mamadou Kante coming on?
Yeah, Kante's coming on, yeah.
So Scarles is coming on. Kante's coming on. Juve's gone off. Yeah. He cramped up. So Scarles will play left back. Danny Dyer is bouncing up and down.
He is bouncing up. He's got the crowd there. He's just down below us on the right-hand side, JP, and he's got the crowd. And they're singing the Bowen song. It's brilliant.
Well, he has the ball at his feet, Jared Bowen, and we're nearly ready to go at the start of the second period of extra time. 2-2 with officially 105 minutes on the clock. It's been a lot more than that, as I say. But the game was dead and buried on 75 when Calvert-Lewin had scored the penalty kick. I cannot see Castellanos.
No, he's gone off. He's gone off. He's the one.
Juve and Castellanos are the ones who've gone off then for West Ham United. Castellanos denied by an offside decision, but might have been a famous winner. And now Pablo will lead the line for them. No Callum Wilson in the squad today, and Somerville, of course, out injured. They'll hope to get him back at least for Friday night against Wolves, when there will be some tired legs. West Ham kicking from right to left in the second half, away from the Leeds fans, and we understand if it goes to penalties, the penalties will be taken at the goal away to our left. That's the opposite end of the Leeds fans under police instruction. It's normally decided by a toss of a coin.
I was just about to say, how do we know already? Because yeah, but I understand that because all the Leeds fans are there, so it'll be at the other end.
We understand. Here's a chance for Leeds United to get across into the box, hoisted on in by James Justin, and away and out of play. I'm sorry to hear that you and Steve both have cramp, but as a proven athlete, I have no problems whatsoever, and it's going to be a goal kick away to our right-hand side. Little 10-mile job JP. Tomorrow, Clinton.
10 miles, no, 10 seconds, and I'll be out of breath.
Going to be a goal kick then to West Ham, and Areola will take 6-yard area away to our right, all in lime green, boots long up to the halfway line, underneath it, but he couldn't make contact with Kante, and now it's Leeds United on defence as West Ham push it out wide to the left-hand touchline. Traore finds Thomas Souček, back to goal, infield to Fernandes, who's grown as the game has gone on, really. Goal did him the world of good but he's grown massively as the game has gone. Bowen, right touchline. Back to Walker-Peters, chased down, rolls it infield. Fernandez tucks it back to his goalkeeper, and he will look to boom forward then, up towards Pablo, this young man. He's only 22, looking for his first West Ham goal. He goes to ground, no free kick given. Leeds have it with Ampadu, and now it's a defeat of big Jakub Biol, this 6'3" Slovenia. Under pressure, he hoists the ball away. He's caught late by Pablo. Referee will revisit it and give the free kick, and Pablo will be a little bit lucky to escape here. Well, he does. No yellow card produced. And it'll be a free kick for Leeds United. 2-2 on 5 Live. Tremendous game of football it has developed into. Can you see a winner?
Yeah, I can see a winner. I thought unless both teams just sit off in this half, but there will be a big opportunity. I don't know what team will get it, but you always get a big opportunity. But I can see a winner.
We've been saying all through the game, right from the start, get it to Adama Traore, give it in.
He's just a threat. He causes problems. He causes everyone problems, and he was in that first half of extra time.
Leeds in possession, working out wide towards the far side. It's a good ball out by Joel Puri on that left touchline, down the line to Aronson. Aronson thinks about getting across it, can't get the cross in, but fouls his man. Free kick to West Ham United. The tired legs out there now.
There is a lot of tired legs. You've got to refuel and you've got to keep going and you've got to go again.
Free kick for West Ham United then. Don't forget the live boxing tonight. Caroline Dubois and Terry Harper from 8 o'clock. Don't worry, we'll still be here. Listen to the undercard on Sport Extra from 7. Referee's already signalled 49 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this extra time period. Here's Souček to lob it out to the left touchline. Traore brings it under control, loops it to the edge of the penalty area. A good run in there. Was that Kante made the run?
Yeah,
and it's
Kante
cleared
made
away.
the run.
Good box-to-box player, isn't he, Kante? It's out of play. It'll be a throw to Leeds. The ball, the rules, you can hear the West Ham fans unhappy that it's hoisted down the line by Nonto. Kicked the ball away, they felt. He would say he was just trying to win it. Kante, central midfield, finds Fernandez. Tucked to his left is Souček. Further out wide now is Ollie Scars. South London boy from Bromley. Fernandez. Diagonal pass to the right touchline. Bowen, fair head. Stooped body shape. Back it comes slightly to his left, and diagonally behind him is Fernandez. Bowen, edge of the penalty area, turns it off to Kante, loops it wide. Patient build-up from West Ham at 2-2 on 5 Live. Walker-Peters finds that right side. Fernandez gets a crossing. Lovely header away by Strout. Met by a Max Kilman special. It was a bobbly shot from 25 yards out that made maybe 5 yards. But anyway, it was blocked and cleared away. He's not a goal scorer. It's not what he's out there for. Traore, back to goal, left side, finds Kante. Kante might pick up the loose ball here for West Ham. He does. He powers on, edge of the penalty, drops his shoulder, gets the shot away. Wide, 2-2 it stays.
He's got to do better than that. He's just come on the pitch. It's a brilliant run from Kante, and he does a great little step over. And then he just sees the lights up, and he's already celebrating, Jonathan. He's got his celebration in his head, because if he doesn't, he hits the target. It's a great bit of skill, and he just cuts across it and goes wide.
Impossible to say which way this is going to go. Annoyed with himself, Kante. Officially 110 minutes have been played, but it's more like 127 minutes as Perry clears his line. Deep into the West Ham half, met by Disasi. What a shift he's put in today. Now Calvert-Lewin picks up the loose ball, goes down that left-hand touchline, checks back again, looks for support, none arrives. He's bundled over by Walker-Peters. The ball is on the ground, Calvert-Lewin protecting it. He's under pressure from Fernandez over there. Who won that one? I think the referees give the throw to
West Ham,
yeah. But he's battled and he's looked sharp, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, since he came on.
Yeah, considering he's had a slight hamstring problem, he looks really sharp. Movement's been good, tucked away the penalty ever so well. We want in one more big chance, JP.
They've had a problem early on in the game when they lost Anton Stack to an injury. Tanaka was excellent in the first half, subsequently gone as Bowen opens things up for West Ham to Traore. Traore to run Bornau. These flooding players back. Traore goes narrow, goes into the middle, evades one challenge. That's a brilliant challenge on him by Bouillot.
He's got to go on the outside, Traore, but he didn't go on the outside because he's knackered. He can't run anymore. But he should have gone on the outside. Should have.
Burrowed in narrow, and that's where they wanted him to come. Come into my parlour, said the Spider, and the Spider was big Yaka Biol, and he got in a terrific challenge. Proper slide challenge. 2-2 it stays. Anyone's game. Wembley awaits in the semi-final of the FA Cup when West Ham United are due to play Everton here in a 3 o'clock. That'll be postponed. West Ham look to get in behind here. Can they get in behind? Oh, Bornau just closes out. Oh, on Pablo, and the ball broke, and it needed to be cleared away by Lucas Perez. It's extraordinary, this. That was almost in again. It normally broke back to big Pablo to bury it.
Yeah, he should have done better, Pablo. He's not strong enough. He gets in there, and then Perry be out. They don't deal with it, and it's an opportunity for them. In the end, they do deal with it.
Hearts and mouth stuff. 2-2. 113 minutes we're nearly coming up to. Fernandez. He really has had a good cup tie in the end after a shaky first 45 minutes. Well, West Ham were shaky, really. The game has spun on that first West Ham United goal that brought them back into it. The one that hit the bar, came down and was tucked in from the rebound by Fernandez. Now Traore on the left to take on Nonto. He dug in deep there, Nonto. Traore the stronger man, but tried to swat Nonto away, and he slid in, pivoted on the left foot, hooked him with the right to get the ball away.
Yeah, he just out on his feet, Traore, out on his feet, but he needs to keep going because he could produce one big moment for West Ham.
Disasi pumps a high ball looking at Pablo, dropped in short, and it's cleared away by Sebastian Bornau. Ricochets back in. Oh, that's a tired looking clearance from Leeds United's Bouillot, and West Ham can press, and they work the ball out wide to Traore between the box and the left-hand touchline. Bornau comes across, and he tried a nutmeg shot there, I think, Traore. It hit Bornau on the instep of his left foot, and it trickles through to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Leeds look gone. They look out on their feet. West Ham look the most likely. Saying that, Leeds on the attack.
Here they come down the left-hand side. Leeds United. They've got James Justin right up with Calvert-Lewin. Now he drops off 5 yards to pick up possession. Aronson on the left-hand touchline from Gruyev. He'll try and take on Walker Peters. Does so. Gets across it. Ooh, when Areola came, and he hooked up that right arm and made no contact. It's gone up for a goal kick, and Areola might have hurt himself here. Whether this is cramp, he's actually, yeah, he's feeling his right, but I think it's a touch of cramp.
No goalkeeper should be getting cramp. I don't care. You don't run around enough to get cramp, so you shouldn't be getting cramp. No, absolutely no chance. And if you don't get cramp, you should do pre-season running like the outfield players do then.
Centre forward criticising the goalkeeper. You know, though, don't you, that every goalkeeper thinks he's a better goal scorer than every centre forward.
100%. How can you have cramp? I don't understand how he can have cramp. Ridiculous. Come on, mate, get up.
He's getting treatment for cramp from one of his teammates down there.
He's a young lad, isn't he? He's a young lad, Finley Eric. He's thinking, I don't want to be coming in goal now, do I? Well, you do, because you've got nothing to lose. You could be the hero if it goes to penalties.
But he's totally untried. He joined the club at 6, Finley Herrick. He's under 20 international, but he's been out at Boreham Wood. That's his only games. He was out on loan earlier this season.
Come on, Areola. Really, am I really witnessing what I'm seeing in this game? Unbelievable. Come on.
That's Kilman is trying to stretch off the cramp up there. He's got both legs raised into Kilman's midriff.
It's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. A goalkeeper should never be getting cramp.
2-2 it is here at the moment. In the Women's Cup quarter-final, Brighton surprised Arsenal, winning 14 times cup winners. Arsenal out. Liverpool beat Charlton away 1-0 in extra time. They're going to bring him on, Harry.
No, I don't know, but he's struggling with his cramp. He's struggling big time with cramp. The goalkeeper, he's not running around like the rest of the players. He's struggling with cramp.
Physio's now on with him. So in Scotland, Hearts drew 2-2 at Livingston. Stevie May for Livingston, and Shankland's 12th of the season. And that was 1-1 after 24 minutes. And then Claudia Braga, 6 minutes into the second half, his 13th of the season. And Lewis Smith late on after 58 minutes. I think it's later than that, might be anyway. 2-2. Mark Leonard sent off for Hearts. They go top, but only by a point from Rangers. And then Celtic closed the gap with a 2-1 win at Dundee, with Iheanacho getting the very, very late winner after Murray, a penalty, had cancelled out Yang Hyun-jun's early goal for Celtic. Ryan Astley was sent off there as well late on for Dundee. Well, this treatment goes on, so this prolongs the clock now then. So, you know those Easter eggs you bought this weekend? When you go home tonight, there'll be Christmas presents on the table, and maybe a few Valentine's presents as well, because this game is destined just to go on and on and on. And when I started the game, I was 25. I'm 66 now.
No, get him off the pitch now. Like I'd be saying, get off the pitch. You need to get off the pitch. Like the youngster looks like he's coming on. He looks like he's struggling.
Well, this is another turn up here. In an extraordinary game where West Ham were heading out with quarter of an hour to go.
It's cramp. He said it's cramp. The way they're stretching, I might be wrong. It might be an injury, a muscle injury, but it looks like it's cramp, the way they were stretching. And it's just the cramp's so bad that he's struggling.
Well, the substitute goalkeeper, as we say, is Finley Herrick. Lucas Fabianski's been out for a long, long time. Mats Hermansson not in the squad. He suffered that penalty shootout heartache for Denmark against the Czech Republic in the week, and they're out of the World Cup. By the way, Thomas Souček, his West Ham teammate, was one of the players who scored against him, so he's not included in this. Is Areola going to carry on? We're watching a replay. He got nowhere near, absolutely nowhere near the cross. Did he land awkwardly, Clinton?
Yeah, he did land on his back leg, but the way they were stretching it looked like it was cramp. If it's an injury or a hamstring injury, then come off the pitch, because you're not going to be good enough to continue. And yeah, I know you've got a young goalkeeper that's got inexperience, but that's the decision you made by leaving Hermansson out of the squad.
They might well be thinking we need him if it goes to penalties. He saved 5 of the 54 penalties he's faced in his career, but the kid's going to come on, you know.
I hope he does, and I wish the young kid all the best. He'll be nervous, but go on, young, and go make a name for yourself.
Well, he's 20 years of age. He joined the club when he was 6. He's come through the academy, and he's pitched into an FA Cup quarter-final in extra-time drama.
He's nervous. I feel for the youngster. You know why? He's been sitting there, JP, the whole game, literally thinking I've got no chance of coming on, and he thinks maybe Areola's got cramp. But you can have severe cramp, so I'm not going to be too critical of Areola. But good luck to the young man.
On he comes. Big welcome to Finley Herrick. That's a great welcome for the young England international. Had that spell out at Boreham Wood earlier on in the season, played the 10 games. His first job will be to take this goal kick. Goodness me, what will happen if he picks up an injury now? He'll go in goal.
He ain't going to get cramped, that's for sure.
They have had drama like that in the past. Remember Bobby Moore went in goal once? I think did he not save a penalty in that game, Bobby Moore, when he went in goal? 5 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the game. It's crazy, this. Out he goes then. Out right to the left-hand side. Adama Traore whisks on, looking for Kante. It's cleared away by Leeds into the air. Calvert-Lewin is underneath it, and it'll be boomed clear by West Ham's Max Kilman. So, you know, the FA Cup has scripts written in the stars. Finley Herrick, penalty, shootout, hero. Is it written?
It could
we'll wait
be
and
written.
see. Yeah.
Could be.
Leeds attack. They want to put him under pressure as much as they can. Pirou helped it on, and Souček was back to smother and get it to the youngster in goal. Dominic Calvert-Lewin comes up to worry him. He picked it up. That's all he's done, by the way. You heard the great cheer. You've got to love football fans sometimes. Eric clears it away. Not all the time, but sometimes. That's great humour, I feel. Anyway, maybe it's just me. It's cleared long by Disasi. Disasi right-footed with hook on it, but it sails straight into the Leeds goalkeeper's hands, and it very much looks like, with 121 minutes on the clock officially, that both teams might be beginning to settle for spot kick drama. That's a free kick for West Ham, because Ampadu is just bowled into the back of Mohamedou Kante, and it's a free kick. Kante takes up his position bandage on his left wrist, isn't it? Comes stalking across towards this near side, back towards the halfway line, when the free kick could pump danger into the Leeds territory. Now he's off and running, Kante, as the ball is floated up to him, and he's in the penalty area, needs to be cleared. Kante pokes out a foot, stabs a shot, and it needs to be saved by Perry.
Yeah, and Biel's going mad at Perry not coming off his line, and he's spot on Biel, because it's a good run, and Biel's trying to shepherd it back. He's got to come out at Perry. He's very lucky there.
Hasn't had the greatest of games, Perry. Leeds attack, Piru has opportunities. Nante's in the middle, he's almost underneath it, but it's just headed away. Didn't quite carry through to Wilfred Gnonto. Now he has it, swings across back to the far side of the penalty area. West Ham clear at 2-2. Ampadu, oh, that's a brilliant challenge on him by Kante, and suddenly West Ham can flood forward and look for the pace of Traore. The ball is angled towards him, Bornau comes across, really good defending. Traore might have fouled him, but the referee says no, it's a throw to West Ham United. Traore stayed down.
He'll have cramp as well, but I can understand him having cramp because he's run around for the whole 122 minutes that we've had.
It's going to be a throw-in when it all starts. Traore, blistering pace, good defending that, wouldn't it?
Oh, brilliant defending. I think if it's in the first 5-10 minutes of the game, we don't catch him, but it's still really good defending, outstanding defending. Proper cup time.
West Ham fans, the empty spaces from a quarter of an hour ago have not completely been refilled, but certainly big segments of them have been refilled. Danny Dyer is standing not far away from us with, I'm sure it's a cup of coffee in his hand, or a cup of tea, and he's lived every moment of this. Big West Ham fan, of course, the family are. Here comes a ball pumped up by Disasi over the top, Pablo in on goal, good defending again to clear it away for Leeds. Last-ditch defending, I think it was Biol who got it away for them. He's had a strong performance in.
Yeah, everyone's running on empty at the moment. Pablo should be a bit fresher. He came on at half-time and his touch is poor there. And as I said, it's been a struggle, but yeah, it looks like Mayers is coming on now, JP, for Adama Traore.
So on comes another West Ham United youngster. Rory goes off, fleetingly brilliant, often frustrating, sums up his career. And on comes number 63, Ezra Myers, his 10th appearance this season. He played against QPR and Burton the whole cup ties. He came on for 45 minutes against Brentford in the penalty shootout victory, and his debut back in December against Brighton. So he's a left back, really, a centre back or a left back. We'll fill in, and we're heading towards penalties shortly. Time is very tight. We've got about 15 seconds left, I make it, for Leeds United to win it. They're attacking, they have the ball on the left-hand side, and it's going to be boomed away by Disasi, who's been in a real shift. Pablo heads on, Bowen tries to return. He just couldn't stretch his leg far enough, but it is a West Ham United throw-in.
That's it.
And we go to penalties. 125 minutes into this game. It's provided rich drama, contentious moments. But Steve Crossland, it goes to penalties at 2 apiece.
Clinton, with added time times 4 halves of that game, I make it 146 minutes those 2 sets of players have just played.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, to be fair, and you know what, credit to both sets of players. They've given it their all. It's been outstanding. It's been end-to-end. It's been one of the best cup ties I've watched for many a season. They've given it all, and whoever comes out, and this is what I say, it's always disappointing because someone's going to have to lose, and both teams don't deserve to lose, and it goes to penalties. It's a lottery, but you never know. The young man who came on could be the hero, Crossy.
Finlay Herrick at the age of 20. He just sounds like an FA Cup story, doesn't he, Clinton?
He does. He just sounds like it. He was eager to come on when Areola went down, and we don't know if it's cramp or maybe a hamstring injury for Areola, but he was really keen to go on, and fair play to him because it's a win-win situation for me. If he goes on there, if he saves it, he's the hero. He's just going down the tunnel now with the goalkeeping coaches who will be telling him where the Leeds players put their penalties. So yeah, good luck to him, man. Yeah, I wish him all the best.
I mean, the lines are open for 606. It'll be time for the boxing if we carry on like this. 08085 909 693. Rick Edwards and Chris Sutton will follow us once we're done at the London Stadium. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Steve.
This is remarkable, isn't it?
It's incredible. I mean, this game, I mean, neither side wanted extra time, and, you know, everybody's talking about the focus on the Premier League, but, I mean, both sides have given it a go, and penalties aren't a lottery, are they? I don't believe in that, Steve. But, yeah, I suppose the question is whoever goes through, will that be a real springboard for the end of the season, Steve?
I think so. Are you aware of the controversy about where the penalties might be taken, Chris? Because this is... Go on, sorry.
I'm not. No, I'm not. Go on.
I should have let you answer that question before I said anything else. No. So basically, this has all come from John Cross in the Mirror, who was the first person to report this. There is a row, or there was a row, when they arrived at the stadium as to where the penalties would be taken. So John writes that Daniel Farker, when he arrived at the stadium, was told if it goes to penalties, the shootout will not happen in front of the away end. Obviously, normally you would just have a coin toss.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be in front of their own fans. So just going through John's piece, he says that basically, if it comes to penalties, the end for the shootout would be determined by a coin toss, but the FA will allow the safety officer to decide on which end if there is deemed to be a safety risk or concern. Interesting, eh?
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of that. A safety risk. So, I mean, well, I know what a safety risk means, but how could they choose one end ahead of the other?
Yeah.
That doesn't quite seem right. Just an old-fashioned coin toss, Steve, and then everybody can just move on.
Right.
I don't get that. It'd be interesting to hear from fans of that. Want to hear from Arsenal fans, Steve. What's going on with their season? Will that loss against Southampton last night? Southampton were brilliant. Take nothing away from them. Will that really put the doubt into the players' minds for the rest of the season? Did Arteta pick the right teams? Want to hear from Southampton. I mean, brilliant season. They've had turned round. They're in the Championship playoffs. And Liverpool, how damaging was that defeat against Manchester City? I think a lot of Liverpool fans, their patience is running out with Arne Slot. And, I mean, is there a Liverpool fan out there who really thinks that they can knock PSG out of the Champions League? Want to hear from them. And Chelsea, you probably saw the story in the week, big win yesterday for them. The decision to ban Enzo Fernandez for 2 games,
Yes.
for sort of hinting he wanted to go to Real Madrid. I mean, really? I mean, I don't see the big issue with that. I'm not with Liam Rossini and Chelsea on that. And Scotland, Steve, I mean, what a title race. Hearts going back top today, dropping points away at Livingston, but they go back on top.
Yeah.
And Celtic just getting over the line against Dundee. 3 points in it, Steve, with 3 teams.
Thank you, Chris. 08085 909 693. Right, we're ready for penalties, and I did see, Jonathan, there were 2 coin tosses. So I know you're going to be in front of the West Ham fans, but it does look like there were 2 tosses.
Yes, I agree with you, they did. And Leeds will take the first penalty, but he's certainly seen the referee there, Craig Pawson, to toss a coin twice. Their penalty takers in order against Birmingham in round 4, Pirot, Calvert-Lewin, Aronson, and then Longstaff, who's not on. Pirot's going to take the first one. It's interesting. West Ham have only got a couple of players out there, Bowen and Soucek, who took penalties against Brentford in the last round. So it's going to be Joe Pirot who takes the first penalty of this shootout. Not been his season, really. He's only had a couple of league starts after brilliant performances in the Championship. He'll move forward to take it. He's predominantly a left-footed player against the kid in goal, Finlay Herrick, on his debut. Came on for the injured Areola late on in extra time. Pirot, and Herrick saved it! You could not make this up. You could not make this up. They say this competition, the drama is dead. Think again. This is astonishing.
Yeah, it's not the best penalty, but credit to the young man. He guesses the right way. It's a poor penalty from Joe Pirot, but yeah, it's a really good save from the young man. He guesses the right way.
Now, West Ham's penalties in the last round were started off by Bowen. They were brilliant, by the way. They were flawless in their penalties. And Bowen took the first, and he's their regular penalty taker, isn't he? And he's up against Lucas Perry, who saved 3 of the 16 penalties he's always faced. He'll have a water bottle with names on it. Young Eric, I doubt he's got a water bottle. Bowen from an oblique angle, moving right to left, strikes it. It's saved, and that's a poor penalty. Stays 0-0 on spot kicks.
Look tired, didn't it? They're both are tired penalties, and Joe Pereira not tired, but Bowen's played the whole of it. It looks a really, really tired penalty. You fancied him to score as well. Very surprised at that. Good save though.
All the substitutes are lined up on near touchline, and the support staff and coaching staff. Calvert-Lewin moves forward to take his second penalty of the game, having scored against Areola after 74 minutes to put Leeds 2 up on the earlier on in the day, and it seemed sending them to Wembley there and then. But West Ham's comeback was astonishing with 2 goals in stoppage time. Calvert-Lewin, same stance, legs slightly apart, moving slightly from left to right, stuttering run, lovely penalty, really lovely penalty. Leeds lead in the spot kicks 1-0.
Yeah, he says he's close, Eric. He said he was really close to getting to that, but yeah, confident penalty from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Now the pressure goes to Carl Walker-Peters.
Carl Walker-Peters moves forward. The man who has been through to the semi-final of the FA Cup once, when they lost to Leicester, Southampton. Pressurised situations over the years there, relegation struggles. He's played in every cup tie for West Ham this season, and he will take his penalty now against Lucas Perry. Shifts just from his right to his left. Doesn't look particularly confident to me, but I'm a long way away. Perry flapping his arms about, now claps his hands across his chest. Walker-Peters, that's a lovely penalty. Went same side as Calvert-Lewin and bending it in beautifully.
It's a great penalty, to be fair, and he hit it with conviction. That's the reason Bowen didn't score, because his wasn't with conviction.
Now it's Aronson, so they're sticking very much to the order from the Birmingham game, and Brendan Aronson will come forward and try and restore Leeds' advantage as Walker-Peters comes back into the centre circle to join his teammates out there and punches the air in delight. And Brendan Aronson off the bench today for Leeds as a substitute against young Finlay Herrick. Can he make himself an instant hero? Jumps along the goal line as he's allowed to do, Herrick. And he looks like a little lad out there against Brendan Aronson. Puts him the wrong way. And Leeds United are 2-1 up on spot kicks.
Yeah, that's a good penalty. No matter if he goes the right way, I think that finds the bottom corner. It's a really good penalty.
Well, Thomas Souček next to come up. He scored in the penalty shootout that knocked Ireland out of the World Cup, and again days later to knock Denmark out of the World Cup. And he's been a regular penalty taker over the years. Eddie Gray watching on, one of my first ever heroes in the game. What a player he was for Leeds United and Scotland. And an elegant man, and he's watching on, and he'll be as passionate for Leeds today as he ever was. And he watches on, and I'll tell you who can't watch. Nuno can't watch. His head is buried, looking down. That's what he's always like at penalty shootouts, mind you. And Souček steadies the ball. 4, 5, 6 pace, 7 paces, longish run up then. Straight run up as well. Now moves to his left, comes forward, takes the penalty. Wrong foot's Perry. And it's 2-2 on spot kicks.
It's a great penalty, that is, by the way, from Souček. Brilliant penalty.
So the midnight news will be slightly delayed, but anyway, here we go. Nonso's gonna come forward and take the penalty now to take Leeds United perhaps 3-2 ahead on spot kicks. I wish I'd give you Nonso's penalty statistics in his career, but I can't.
You've given me everything else today.
If he had a professional commentator with you, he would have done it. But anyway, Nonso now against young Herrick. Nonso, diminutive figure, stuttering runner, comes forward. Oh, he blasts it. Terrific penalty.
That is top draw. Herrick says he gets a touch to it and he's close, but it doesn't matter what you're saying. It's a fantastic, at the end of the day, it's in the back of the net. Brilliant penalty from Nonso.
You've got to love his confidence, Herrick.
Yeah, he's confident because he was close. He did get a hand to it, and he says how close he was. Look, he tells everyone, brilliant. Pablo now, I think.
Pablo, yeah. Pablo for West Ham United. a man from Portugal with a huge family tradition in football. His dad, Penna, played, his uncle, Randy Orton, played. He hasn't scored for West Ham since joining from Gil Vicente in January. Big pressure, short run up, slightly left to right to address the ball against Lucas Perry. Big moment. Perry saves! Leeds have the advantage. The next one goes in, they're through. And it will fall, the task will fall to Pascal Strack.
Yeah, he doesn't. The penalties are not the ones that have been saved are not in the corner. Don't have enough power on it. I'm surprised someone like a Fernandez has not took one before Pablo. To be fair, but you know what? If you feel confident and you put your hand up, it's a good save from Perry as well.
Pablo walks back, hangdog expression, hanging his head forward. 3 West Ham players, led by the way by Fernandez, console him. And Daniel Farke's team are on the verge of Wembley. This is Pascal Strack with what could be the decisive penalty. If he beats 20-year-old debutant Finlay Herrick, then Leeds are through to the FA Cup semi-final on 5 Live from the BBC. Great drama, hope you've enjoyed it. It's going to be Strike, it's in! Off the inside side netting, and Leeds go to Wembley, and West Ham United have to pick up their forlorn hopes and dreams and sunken hearts for a massive league game against Wolves here on Friday. Theirs is despair, Leeds, theirs is joy, and Leeds go to Wembley for the FA Cup semi-final. The draw shortly to come. Drama on drama here.
Yeah, to be fair, I said it, I know Chris don't say it's a lottery, but for me it is, because it's one, I know it's difficult skill to take the penalties, but you never like to be the person who misses penalties, but you got to be confident, and credit to Leeds, all their penalties apart from Joe Pirro were outstanding, and West Ham but it was a great cup tie, and it could have gone either way, but yeah, good luck to Leeds in the semi-final.
Astonishing game. Tanaka for Leeds after 25 minutes, penalty by Calvert-Lewin after 74, surely they were through. 2 minutes into stoppage time, Hernandez bundled in, and then just 4 minutes later, across Kane Disasi's boot. Did it go off his boot or the header of Strike? It's given to Disasi. 2-2. West Ham had 2 extra time goals disallowed for offside. It went to penalties, and Leeds come through that shootout by 4 penalties to 2. Congratulations to them. They go to Wembley, and I go for a long, long lie down.
Clinton, what a tie.
Great tie, unbelievable tie. Sorry, Crossy, someone was trying to talk to me there, but I told them we're live on air. But yeah, it's a brilliant tie, and as I said, these things, it's one of those things, isn't it? As I said, the penalty shootout, you got to be big enough to go and step up and have the shot, and everyone was big enough. But it was a great tie, one of the best FA Cup ties that I've commentated on. I've done a few good ones this season, but this one was outstanding. 2 teams going for it, out on their feet. I didn't want there to be a loser, but there has to be a loser.
Jonathan, 3 hours and 8 minutes ago, you commentated on the first kick of this tie. Is that a record for you?
I think it possibly is. I mean, I've done World Cup shootouts. I was in Turin, the Tears of Turin in 1990. That's the most memorable commentary I've ever done. England against Germany that day when Stuart Pearce and Chrissy Worrell missed their penalties. That's the most dramatic. But this was draining in so many ways, and the kid coming on and saving that first penalty. Wow, what a story that might have been, you know, Finlay Herrick. But he will cherish this day, the day he made his debut, and the day he nearly became an FA Cup hero.
Well done, you two. What a tie, what a journey for all of us. Congratulations to Leeds United. They are through to the FA Cup semi-final. They're going back to Wembley. Jonathan Pearson, Clinton Morrison there inside the London Stadium. 9,000 Leeds fans going absolutely crazy. 39 years since they were last in an FA Cup semi-final. Billy Bremner was manager. John Sheridan was top scorer. They are back. So much to talk about on 606 08085 909 693. Get your calls in. In the Men's FA Cup, we've got our 4 semi-finalists. The draw will come shortly. You'll hear it with Rick and Chris during 606. Southampton, Manchester City, Chelsea, and somehow, some way, Leeds United. 606 follows the news with Mark Summers.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Donald Trump has issued an expletive-laden social media post warning Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. He's threatened to target the country's power plants and bridges on Tuesday if the key trade route remains closed to most shipping. Iran has accused Mr. Trump of speaking nonsense. Meanwhile, President Trump has said the airman who was rescued by US forces after his plane was shot down in southern Iran is severely wounded. He added that the crew member, who'd been missing since Friday, was found in the mountains of Iran. Pepsi has pulled out as the main sponsor of this summer's Wireless Festival after Kanye West was booked to headline the three-day event. The US rapper, now known as Ye, has been criticised for his recent anti-Semitic and pro-Nazi comments. He issued a public apology in January. And 2 families in Staffordshire have been left homeless after a large tree fell and crashed into their houses following heavy winds caused by Storm Dave. Photos have shown significant damage to the roof of a semi-detached house in the village of Kinver.
McIlroy for the Grand Slam. Sends it forward. He's done it!